It's going to go through. It's going to...
Welcome back, everybody, to the St. Clair broadcast today. I'm here streaming for you today. My name's Kaylee, and I'm also here with Adam. And also, today we have our League of Legends varsity team. Are you excited?
Oh, I'm super excited. As always, just to be able to get some league action through, of course, going up against a tough opponent in Fisher College as well. So not going to be the easiest time for the Saints. Hard to say what will be the outcome of it, but we'll have to find out as these games go on.
What do you think the outcome will be? Because looking at the teams, I expect it to be a 2-1 for Saints, but I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. I heard that some people were from the Bay State that moved to Fisher College that we will be fighting against today, so I'm not really sure what to expect.
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to say. Of course, there's a little bit of bias on both sides for that, but I mean, this is a roster that did finish, well, 3 out of the 5 members did finish second in CLO last season. This is a really strong roster. They came second at Hugh Invitational just this weekend as well, so it's going to be difficult to say. I don't really want to bet against the Saints, of course, but at the same time,
I get what you mean.
It's going to be a 2-1 either way, I think.
Let's hope so. In the meantime, I do want to talk about what we have planned up for this week. So let's take a look at the schedule real quick. We have a couple broadcasts all throughout the week. We have Call of Duty Vanguard tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Friday on the 30th at 6 o'clock. We do have Rocket League. Rocket League again at 7:30 the same day. And again, another match for Friday, which is going to be Rainbow Six Siege at 8:30. Are you excited for any of those?
I'm excited to see the Rocket League team as well because, you know, made CRL at Worlds last year, of course, and just being able to see that team back in action. And of course, Rainbow Six, always an interesting one. Haven't done a whole lot of work in it, but it's always a little bit interesting to see how that one works out at the end of it. So
of course,
I'm curious to see what else. And I think on the weekend we've got some other ones like Fortnite and stuff. That's always interesting.
I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure you are casting for them though, so good luck to you when they do come up, if that is the case. Anyways, so I'm honestly really excited for these games. I know that it's going to be a really tough battle in between both of the teams, and especially with the meta right now. I may have heard a little bit of picks. I won't spoil anything, of course, but I'm really excited to see them. They're a little bit off meta because Saints like to be a little bit quirky and do some different things here and there, you know the vibes. But overall, I'm really excited to see what both players have to offer. I don't know what else you could say about it other than that everybody in here in the broadcast room is really excited to see Saints play once again in the NECC Week 2 games.
Yeah, and of course I'm really interested to see what Fisher brings to the table because this is a team that they have the skill set to perform. They know what the meta is. They're super comfortable in it. They're a team that can also bring some odd picks to the table just because of how comfortable they are in the meta, how strong of a team they are as well. So really going to be looking towards their top side of the map. That's sort of their tried and true. You know, you have Bajani in the top lane, Serenok in the mid lane as well, and Dragonman Kim for that jungle. These are all names that are household in collegiate, and they're bringing together another a strong bot lane, you know, Enthralled and Trevor Roy as well, going by Old Pal. It's going to be a really difficult battle for the Saints at the very least, but of course, if you can sort of shake things up, play towards your strengths, like we saw last week with Alonso playing with a Nocturne, we'll have to see if they go for that once again. We'll have to see what the first picks are as well. Draft is always going to be really interesting.
Yeah, for sure. I did see that Saints will be picking on Red Side today, which is honestly a little bit exciting because typically in League of Legends games, both collegiate, solo queue, any games, everybody always prefers blue side in my opinion. But the fact that the meta right now, me and you were talking about it earlier, how a lot of people are now turning towards picking the red side first, and it's really interesting. And can you give us some details about it?
Yeah, I mean, especially with Worlds meta coming to a head here, there's a lot of really strong first pick champions. We see Misfortune picked, we see Hecarim picked. Those are always going to be there. It's more so what the responses are right now. And there's so many really strong counter picks, one of which, Trundle, it's a champion you can't necessarily blind pick, but it's really good into a lot of the meta junglers. The same goes with Poppy, a little bit less so now, but even still, when you have solo lanes, you really like that R5 pick, the last pick. You want to be able to get a counter pick either for Riggy or for Bakery Boy in the mid lane, and that really pushes forward your advantages, especially with your counter pick available on red side 3 pick as well. It can give you that little bit of an advantage, and especially against 2 extremely strong teams, any advantages you can get are going to be what count.
Now, we are just waiting for some players to show up in the lobby at the moment, so let's just have a little bit of fun and talk about our own personal League of Legends gameplay, because why not? So I'm not sure if you've watched any of our broadcasts. I am known as the resident Jinxman of St. Clair College. And if you do not like Jinx, we cannot be casters.
I mean, I'm okay with Jinx just because I also play support. So as a support
main,
support? The duo that I normally play with plays bunch of Jinx and stuff. So it's like, okay, you know, I can make it work. So, you know, it's a good champion. I still think she's good. I think she's gonna get some play at Worlds as well. So, Jinx is good. Yeah, I'm fine with the Jinx. As for my champion, I don't know how much Rakan we'll see, but you know,
Rakan, I actually have Mastery 7 because another fun fact about me, I adore the Star Guardian skin set, and I just have a really stupid random rule. Any champion that has a Star Guardian skin, I have to get the Mastery 7. So respectfully, I do have Mastery 7 Rakan. He was really fun to play, but good picks all around. Anyways, I do believe we're going to throw it to a break real quick just because we are waiting for all the players to show up in the lobby. We'll be back real quick with more League of Legends action for you.
Multiple kills for the Saints. 3 are going to fall at the tower, and the Saints, they're going to walk this one into the Nexus and send Northwood packing in week 1.
Forget about Castleman. Do not need to wait for that one. Seems like they already know what's coming for them, but St. Clair just going to...
Well, kills for the Saints. 3 are going to fall at the tower, and the Saints, they're going to walk this one into the Nexus and send Northwood packing in week 1.
Forget about Castleman. Do not need to wait for that one. Seems like they already know what's coming for them, but St. Clair just going to walk this one in. What a performance from them in both games.
Yeah, just a clean performance from the Saints. Maybe try to find this last kill here, but 5 on the Nexus. Like we said, week 1, they will send Northwood packing 2-0 in about as clean a fashion as you could ask.
Just total game time between the two games, 47 minutes or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
There's games that go longer than that individually.
And find the second chance, and NECC makes it a 2-1 lead. 17 seconds to play. Do we have game 5 on our hands?
It seems we do have game 5 on our hands because NECC is able to put one home with only 17 seconds left in game 4.
Communication, the Saints drop first blood in game 5.
Just an amazing setup by NECC and an amazing shot by Descent. He put that ball in its home.
Yep, Descent, perfect timing, and then great job there by Raman. Just did. Saints gonna get a great one. Descent all over the map right now. Gonna find his second of the game, trying to solo carry Saints through game 5 right now. Great job on the setup there in the corner as well, but Descent just finishing the job every time the ball touches his star.
Sir Hex is...
The Saints are gonna find it. Raman gonna be there for the 3rd goal of the game for the Saints, and just like that, they answer back against Northwood, and now a minute 32 all day to play, but that has gotta feel good. Look at that slow crawler over the goal line. The net will be wide open, and that should be the dagger. Raman gonna find his second of the game in the Saints. You do not care how you end this one off, but it looks like they may end up taking this best of 5 over Northwood. Look at Raman.
Least there, so I do not blame King's College in the slightest for missing that one out. However, they need to come back quickly.
Yeah, that was a really good floater by Kamal there right off the kickoff. The Saints, once again, they do such a good job of cycling the ball from the corner to the middle. And Christian and Kamal gonna hook up again for the second goal.
Zone.
Yeah, once again, another demo gonna come through for the Saints. Maybe try to send it toward the middle there. Christian is gonna be there for the follow. Can he find the second touch? Not quite. Second touch will come through from Quint. Kamal looks like all 3 members getting involved. And the back of the net getting found. Quint gonna be the one to put it home.
That could be the goal, as we do see Juicy nearly taking advantage of exactly that. But Christian was there right at the nick of time to make that save. As we do see another fantastic move, another hat trick coming out here from Christian.
Out of the zone, trying to keep it cleared out there. Quint gonna have a lot of boosts to play with. What does he have in store this time? Gonna fly through. It's gonna get bumped off the ball. Second man is there to follow. Great touch off the ceiling. Great save with Christian once again with the follow. Saints just following each other.
This time by anyway. It's going to be up to Avery to try and get us out of here.
Yeah, gonna get 50 toward the midline there. Quint gonna be there waiting underneath. Looks like Kamal gonna try to make an air dribble play here. Gonna dodge a defender. Redirection in midair, and Kamal getting it done. The demo in the background.
Passes on over. No, it's actually going to take it himself for a second. Battle in the corner versus Kamal down center. Looks for a demo. This is the setup right here, but Battle, good interference.
Ball is toward the middle of the Saints are there for the close. Quint gonna put that one home, and the demo perfect serve for the time being. Auburn not going away. They are pressing the action right now. They are pressing the attack. Quint gonna be there for the touch off the front of the car there. Maybe get a second touch, or the Saints trying to end this game. They're gonna find that 3rd goal. Fantastic counterattack. Quint's gonna bury that one. His second.
That 4th goal went in. That their winners bracket run would have been dead in the water right there, but they're going to keep themselves in there. 2 goals, still plenty of time to make something happen. Nice pass from Kamal, and what a play coming out there from the Saints offense. Here from the side of the Saints, there we go. Got Stockton with the lead nice and early. Shot on target there for St. Clair would have been solid, but the
Phoebe.
counter-attack is going to do it. Kamal's going to get the answer.
Exactly what you need.
They're not landing as freely
Yep.
as they used to, and we'd expect nothing less coming out here, the Stockton squad. Big pass to Quid, shot on target, big save from Bussy, rebound though, and Christian's gonna brute force it through.
Yeah, that was 2 or 3 shots.
Towards the net.
Yeah, and the one thing with two teams like this at such a high level, mistakes are going to be few and far between, so both teams, we're going to have to see some serious outplays or goals. Stockton with a beautiful passing.
Wow!
And Christian denies it at the goal line. The Saints hold on to the 2 goals. Holding up just enough now. 21 seconds to play. The Saints got to try to make something happen, and they got to make it happen fast.
That was a pretty nasty tip, to be honest. It's going towards the net. It's going to force save, rebound, and Kamal's going to tie this one up with 14 seconds left. Chase tries to get it past the members of Stockton, but cannot get the job done this time by Christian trying to battle it out. But now to Kamal off the wall. Can he get his own rebound? He's going to try.
Wow.
And he just broke out by himself.
Wow.
What a play.
From seemingly out of
A
nowhere.
little bit less time to work with.
Yeah, and maybe it's not the end of the world for the Saints to kind of have a slow start, especially after like running the gauntlet and having such a crazy series earlier. It might take a little bit to get your feet back under you, kind of get that reset. Gonna find a shot there, and he is gonna squeak it between the defenders. Quentin Christian gonna get the ball intercepted in the offensive zone there. Christian gonna try to knock this one out of there. Purdue looks like they've been playing Christian. Unfortunately, not a whole lot of boosted play. Was still gonna find a way to get toward the net. A reverse tap, gonna try to find the shot, and the follow comes through. There's Quint to hang it up, and
Like dump and just try not to get scored
yeah.
on.
The one good thing for the Saints you can kind of hang your hat on is that even though it's hard to really call that a mistake because Christian definitely wasn't ready for the ball to be where it was. Kamal just couldn't get enough. What a shot off the ceiling by Kamal. This man over there. He'll find the demo as well. Saints maybe get a shot on net here. That's a good little shot toward the corner, but will be denied by Katamak. And now Quint still on the attack though. Both Saints trying to play the 2-man game. There's a third for follow. Kamal's there, and they find the goal. All 3 members getting involved. Tic-tac-toe.
They might actually get a swing on Scrubby here. Oh, when 4 people swing you like that, what are you going to be able to do? A few flash as Caillou bringing the team onto site. Jello finding his own. 4-tapping is here, playing right outside of this smoke. He's ready for these classic shots. It's Caillou and Jello with the kills. 4-tapping, finishing it off, and but he's going to whiff the first shot. Psyche sliding through. The movement is too good from Psyche, but Caillou, the wallbang there, going to be trading it back. Still a player down from the Saints. The running shot's coming down. Caillou switching to his pistol. All flash there. And now, what a turn of this round. So much time left on the post plan. It's just Ming here left with the AWP. If there's any player that can do it, it's him.
Considering, honestly, it could go either way right now.
100%. You know, Valorant is a game of headshots in the end, especially when you're on a full buy round like this. But for the Saints, at least they're able to find some kills and pick up some weaponry for themselves. Jello, that's what you needed. Dory, headshot onto Ems. It's Jello with 19 health. Dory is sticking the defuse. He's gonna run through, and Jello finds the head. Tapping coming in, finding 2, but not before Dory gets a lot of value out of that shorty. Plant's gonna come down, so they're still in the round. 3 players from Fisher alive. 4-tapping and Scrubby for the Saints here. 4-tapping dangerously low, but he's able to find one. Not able to make it through that teleporter before he falls, though.
But we still have, I believe it's Jello still at.
Scrubby able to find.
Keep in mind is that Vayne hasn't died yet, and that's a really big factor of this game. You can see top side. Oh my.
Huge play by Ricky. Gonna land the R, gonna go for the Q as well. Alonso is lurking in the bush there, so they will actually be able to find this kill on Iso. So once again, Iso getting very, very aggressive, and he is gonna fall for his shovel. I don't think he had flashed it, but it's also very dangerous. Rafa gonna find the kill on Shimmer. As you said, Shimmer find the kill on Rafa. Rafa and Ricky gonna collapse here. 3 or 4 members of North are gonna fall up in the river as well. Gonna get the stun, gonna root him as well. Lots of damage coming through. Shimmer is gonna find the kill there. It looks like Ricky not looking in too good of a spot as well, but Cyan with that tanky HP gonna turn. Letting the huge Q, fully powered, can actually turn this fight around. Looks like they're gonna find the kill. Shimmer's gonna fall once again, just not enough HP to stand in there and front tank everything. And Saints once again, Ricky gonna land quite yet another Q. Lots of damage coming through. Victory Boy finds a kill. Shuffle is gonna come through as well. Alonso still giving chase, gonna flash on. Definitely should be able to find this kill. Gonna land the flea, landing a couple more autos here. Should find the kill. Alonso finds it. Ricky looks like he can find another kill as well. And the Saints, 2 minutes for the Saints as you could have asked for, just getting everything they wanted done there in the last 2 fights.
Interesting to see the teleport coming through from Rappy, but Roku might be in trouble.
He's going to go through. He's going to hit the flea, get a flash out of there, try to go to safety. Renata is going to hit nothing, though, unfortunately. Actually, maybe going to get clipped Reppy a little bit, but Rotham going to find the kill on Shimmer, so you pointed out perfectly, Shimmer, just not enough HP to get in there and tank these shots, especially with the Vayne already getting a couple items. Like, you can't just go in there and face it. If they flash in, they're going to go for try to find the kill on that Rafa there. Rafa is going to maybe escape with his life. Nocturne, Alonso going to come in for the save. Should be able to find a kill or two. Shuffle comes through as well. 2 go down for the Saints, and Northwood just
jungle, mid, ADC. It's so difficult to lock down those characters as well, especially when they're that far ahead. We'll have to see if Shimmer's able to find any sort of use in the later stages, especially now that you've got that Black Cleaver. At least it's a little bit of beef on your side, but at the same time, Izo 0-6, not too happy.
Yeah, are going to come through. Knockback as well, going to land multiple combo. Izo going to fall once again, just cannot seem to get it going this game. And once again, we saw Ricky. Ricky just standing in the bottom lane makes 2 players focus him. And even then, the Saints, if they have even a slight advantage, they're so far ahead in any team fight as long as they have 4 people grouped up. And Ricky split pushing this bottom side as well. The Saints, our Shuffle is going to come through, try to find some Bakery Boy. Might be able to find the kill. Their tower. He's gonna go near the tower, but they're gonna be aggressive trying to find this kill. The Saints, they're gonna push in and try to win this game.
Yeah, they might just end the game. Look at where Reppy is, just trying to push on that top side. This could be the end. They don't have enough manpower.
Baron minions too. This is gonna be over for the Saints, and looks like it'll be at 23 minutes. The Saints just getting it done. The Scion pick coming out, the Nocturne pick was absolutely massive for the Saints this time, and that was a textbook game of League if you're saying Clair.
That was fantastic overall. I mean, they
you can get away without recalling for such a long time. Even though you already recalled once, you can just get away. Just keep landing those Qs, get that sustain up. And the one thing with Ricky is he can just try to play down Ricky's mana as long as possible. And then once that mana is like near 0, where he can, like, the cooldowns can't be there, try to get that all in, try to get that crazy damage. Maybe once he gets that RF as well. But Saints are going to show him the bot side here. Should be able to walk away with a killer. Going to get a great double knock up there. Freeze is going to be there too. Rafa going to find the kill into the Karma. Looks like might find a second kill here too. Fight in the river as well. Alonso chasing down. Should be able to find the kill. Yeah, no flash as well. Should be able to find the kill. He will. And the Saints are walking away with a bevy of kills here in the bot lane and the top lane. Little fight as well. Ricky doing a lot of damage.
Looks like Alonso's going to try and get that level 6 as quickly as possible and then try and punish one of these lanes that doesn't have that flash. Of note, X doesn't have that available for another 2.5-3 minutes, and this is an opportunity for the side of St. Clair to really put this Caitlyn in the dirt. She's one of those champions that can fall into this mid-game trough, but look at this engage.
Yeah, fantastic job to start the engage. Rafa going to get the knock-up. Lots of damage coming through on Hero. Karma is going to fall to Rockroom, and the Saints are going to walk away with the kill, and they should be able to get some river pressure. This might end up turning into a dragon if they can somehow collapse. Flash going to go in, going to get the stun as well. They're going to go for this kill. They're going to a lot of damage and stun come through as well. Lots of damage. Rockroom going to find 2 kills. Good flash. One more tower shot plus one more ability. Maybe would have fallen there. So Saints, just make sure they try to hold on to that lead, play safe. They've made so many good plays the last 3-4 minutes. You don't want to throw it all away.
I think he's going for the Panunu combo there, but bot lane, oh boy.
Huge play. Nocturne are going to come through near side. Lots of damage coming through the side of Northwood as well. Root is going to be there. Chain CC'd. Cannot move. Saints should be able to find this pick in the alcove. They're going to try to knock down Shimmer. Huge tag from the Varus. He should be able to find this kill. They're going to shove towards bot tower, top tower as well. Bakery Boy should be able to find the kill. Going to get the all-in on Caitlyn. So once again, Northwood falling apart of the seams. Bakery Boy going to get caught a little bit though. Going to try to get the kill on Reppy, but is going to...
there. So just a little bit too early, I think, from Rafa, but, saw the opportunity, tried to pull the Magnet Storm down, forced the flash out of Haru at least, so...
That Gragas damage is nuts.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the Gragas blows, oh boy.
Wow, huge fight. Bot lane, Wappum with a massive kill. Gonna find 2 actually. Bot lane shredded to pieces. Wappum still hanging alive. Still getting tags. Nearly coming through. Wappum still alive. Smell in the alcove is gonna get knocked down, but kills are gonna come through for the Saints. Alonso gonna find the kill on Reppy, and it looks like it'll be 4 members of Northwood falling ultimately. Couple more autos here to go. Another member showing over here. Bakery Boy is gonna come over, and another one will fall for Northwood. The Saints on health as well as the Karma. Mid lane might be falling here. A lot of damage coming in. Bakery Boy gonna go for the all in. Try to find the stun. Channel is gonna come through though. Gonna find a lot of damage. Caitlyn R is gonna come through. Not quite find the kill, but a lot of stuns. Couple kills might come through for Northwood. Since gonna dive in there and find a kill. Bakery Boy sitting on 1 HP. And Since gets absolutely shredded, and Rockboom gonna walk away with yet another kill. Rift Herald mid as well, and the Saints just doing whatever they want. Northwood gonna try to stop this play. Rockboom is gonna get shut down. This so huge kill for Izo, but so far Northwood, maybe they look to turn this fight. Rafa is gonna flash away, so that'll be the end of that fight. But if you're the Saints, definitely a good one for you.
Yeah. Trouble?
Oh, say huge damage going to be Alonso. Flash is going to come up, but I don't think that'll be enough. He should end up falling as well. And Nearsight is going to come through, try to discourage some of the members of Northwood. Aatrox going to find another kill. Izo, yet again, Bakery Boy. Ignite going to be on him. Flash in, going to go in for the side of the engage. TP is going to come through. Also Northwood, they want to flip this fight around, but the Saints are not giving away. Everfrost comes through. Mad damage from Rockboom. Huge damage. 2 kills for the Saints. Cassidy finds a kill on LeBlanc. Bakery Boy finally gets shut down. The Saints are not done yet. Rockboom flash kill on Kate. Massive damage. Double kill. And the Saints are still giving chase. Rockboom not done quite yet. All 3 members going. Ricky finds another kill, and the Saints are humming. Saints Gonna end up, say, a little bit of wave prio top, gonna find that second kill, and say Dragon to 45, so they're probably gonna try to play around this Dragon. They might try to make a Baron play as well, but lots of them are North top, so they are gonna steal the red buff away from right under their noses. Fight is gonna go, and the engage comes through, channel comes through, try to find the abilities there. Looks like a lot of damage going for the Saints. Rockboom is gonna turn this fight along to lots of damage. All the Saints are rolling. Rockboom finds another kill. Flash comes out, gonna try to get away. Karma will not be able to escape this, I predict. Nearside is going to do Ricky. Is going to hit the stopwatch. Saints are still going to give chase to this, so they can tank a couple tower shots, and they will do so. Lots of damage coming through. Only Reppy left on that top side.
Picking up a lot of these shutdowns, picking up some objective bounties off the back end of it to end the game, but
We're gonna maybe try to go for the all-in. Just a little fake out there, get some damage in, keep Northwood guessing there, keep them on their toes. TP, he's gonna come into that bot side turret. Ricky, they're gonna try to work on this turret. A lot of damage. Nearside comes through. Everfrost's gonna go through as well. Tons of damage coming through for the Saints. They're maybe able to find a kill. Turret's gonna go down and hit might fall as well. Multiple kills for the Saints. 3 are gonna fall at the tower, and the Saints, they're gonna walk this one into the Nexus and send Northwood packing in week 1.
Forget about Castle and do not need to wait for that one. Seems like they already know what's coming for them, but St. Clair just gonna...
Well, kills for the Saints. 3 are gonna fall at the tower, and the Saints, they're gonna walk this one into the Nexus and send Northwood packing in week 1.
Forget about Castle and do not need to wait for that one. Seems like they already know what's coming for them, but St. Clair just gonna walk this one in. What a performance from them both.
Welcome back, everybody, after the short break that we had. So, game's gonna start soon, draft's gonna start soon, and I'm so excited to see these picks, just because of talking with the players myself. I'm really excited to see what they have for us today. It might be a little bit different, might be a little bit off meta, but we'll take a look and see very soon. What do you have to say about any of it?
I'm curious to see what comes through. I mean, one thing that I didn't mention earlier is we get a little bit more of a scope as to what is prevalent in the highest elos in probes, because there's a lot of people coming over for Worlds. You know, the last couple of days, Cadrill has been tracking the pros, basically watching a lot of pro games, and there's some different picks that have risen in the meta as well. So I'm very curious to see what ends up coming through in that regard, because they may have some influence on that overall. So very, very curious to see how that comes through. But into draft we go.
Into draft we go, and first ban already is Nunu. I'm a little bit confused. Not gonna lie. I haven't really seen Saints ever play Nunu, but the Yuumi ban from Saints does make sense. As an ADC mate, I absolutely hate Yuumi, and I feel like you can agree with that.
You know, I think Yuumi right now is actually one of the strongest champions in the game.
Definitely.
If we want to talk more about Worlds, you know, did you do your pick'ems for that, the Crystal Ball?
I didn't, because I've never really watched Worlds, in all honesty.
Just do them, you know? Why not?
I mean, true.
Yeah.
We do get free loot, right?
Yeah, you get free loot
so
for it, right? It's worth it. It's definitely worth it. I said that Yumi's going to be the most banned champion at Worlds, because I think it is that strong that it will get banned out a lot. But, you know, no surprise there. The Nunu ban's a little bit odd, especially as a first ban. I don't think the champion is that great. They might know something we don't, though.
I feel like Nunu is a good champ, but it's only in certain situations.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But the second ban coming through from Fisher College is Sejuani, which I understand completely. Little, like, thing that I did over the summer was LFL, so I did get to see a couple pro matches and was able to direct them. The amount of times that I saw Sejuani top was so frustrating. I don't even understand how it works. It just does.
Yeah, I mean, Sejuani top, it's very strong because it's a bruiser, but you also have really strong laning prowess. You don't need flash. It's also a flex pick between 3 different roles. You know, you can play it support, you can play it jungle as well. So there's a lot of different options with it. Taking that off the table, just removing that option. The Jarvan ban here makes a little bit more sense.
It does
as well. You know, you want to take some agency away from DMK in the jungle. This is a jungler who likes to play proactively. Putting him on a champion like Jarvan gives you that agency, and it gives you that fight start as well. On the flip side, the Darius ban, everyone knows Ricky's Darius Menace, so, you know, taking that one away,
it's
just making
how
sure.
It goes.
Yes.
Listen, the other day I even said, I'm not sure if it was just in the broadcast room, but we were talking about it last time that we did show a league match, where if teams just banned all of Ricky champs, that's bans gone. Like, free bans gone for no reason. So it works out for us in a way. But we do see the final ban from Saints during this phase gonna be Ahri. Ahri I can get, I believe, wasn't she nerfed a little bit ago though?
She wasn't nerfed. Her charm was reduced, but it's just such a free blind pick mid laner.
Yeah.
You don't need to worry about any matchups.
True.
We saw it last week come through from Northwood when they just blind picked the Ahri. It didn't really do that much because they were able to sort of counterpick into it slightly with the Azir, but still nonetheless, especially in the hands of someone as able as Serenok, you want to try and take some tools away from them. But here, Misfortune first pick. Shocker, wow, the most broken ADC is for
Why is it always misfortune, man? I was going to say, though, that you do seem to know the players quite a bit, so are there any secret picks that you think that Fisher College is going to bring out for us today?
It's a little bit challenging to sort of figure out what Fisher's going to pick because, as we said, they're so comfortable in the meta. There are a couple of junglers that we might see come through from DMK. I think specifically with the rise of Graves and Lee Sin, those are champions that are very much in the wheelhouse there. Granted, into this matchup thus far, we see the Varus and the Nocturne picked up for St. Clair. We'll have to see if maybe one of those champions comes through because Graves very proactive. Same with the Lee Sin. They're all very proactive junglers. They want to fight Alonso before level 6 here. And very curious to see how Saints want to play around that because we've seen this Nocturne. We've seen how strong it can be, but before level 6, there's not a whole lot of room, and yes, there's the Graves as expected.
There's the Graves that you were expecting. And a little thing that I heard from Saints is that they're possibly debating about flexing this Varus pick.
Yeah,
I can't tell you how excited I am for that. I'm a little bit annoyed, not gonna lie, because I've been against Varus mid lane before, and I have actually seen him in a couple of games recently in my own solo duo ranked games, but I'm really curious to see how if they do end up bringing it mid or not. He does have a really good kit to like stay back and poke constantly, but I am really excited for that overall. Then we do see the Aatrox from Fisher College, which honestly, I'm kind of wondering if they just picked it because Aatrox is broken right now. Everybody knows that. It's no lie. But I'm curious if they also picked it because they were worried that Ricky's going to pick it.
I think Aatrox is one of those champions right now where you do have a lot of healing, you have a lot of agency on your own, and especially when you've got a carry top laner like Bajani there, you want to have that agency available to them. On the flip side, though, Renekton can sort of punish that early game that Aatrox can sometimes have trouble with. Renekton, one of those champions that, level 3, level 4, you can go for those solo kills. We'll see if the Ignite comes through as well. But yeah, back to the Varus point as well. Very curious to see where it goes because AP Varus mid is strong. AP Varus bot lane is also very strong. You can pick full AD and still go for this AP Varus, and it doesn't really matter because the magic damage it does is percent health. It's really not a big deal if they stack up MR, if they stack up armor against you, you have agency against that. But looking at these bans here, makes a whole lot of sense to see this Braum come through. This is sort of a pocket pick that Trevor has been known for. This is a player that has been in academy. This is the best player that you can get in collegiate outside of someone like Niles who's played in the LCS. So very curious to see what other bans come through. Wouldn't be too surprised with another support ban here, the Alistar. That's very much akin to what Trevor
me at all. Alistar can just go in and knock up almost the entire team, and honestly he has a good invade in my opinion, so it kind of puts a stop to that as well. But on the Fisher side, we do see a LeBlanc ban, which I'm a little bit curious about because I remember our old mid laner, I believe his user was Zephyrat. He did play a lot of LeBlanc and he played insane on it. It was amazing. But we do also see a Victor ban coming through, so it does look like Fisher's going to try and eliminate a couple of really good picks that Saints could have. But again, they might flex this Varus mid, so Fisher's completely lost at the moment. They don't know what's happening at the moment.
I mean, it makes sense to sort of ban out some of these other mid laners here. The LeBlanc is sort of a bakery boy, especially at this point. We've seen it, I think, 2 or 3 times already, has performed excellent in all of those. Victor is just a lane neutralizer. You really don't want to give that scaling over, but this is a pick we saw last week out of the Saints. The Rel is going to come through in the instant reply with that Thresh. Thresh has a really good time into Rel, so it's interesting to see them blind pick the Rel here, but of course, we keep talking about this flex potential of the Varus, and it might not be for naught here because there is a little bit more agency to just leaving your AD carry for last, if that's the case, or leaving your mid laner to keep that sort of suspicion about you. But last pick here for Fisher, going to be the Zoe. This is a Serenok special.
I love Zoe. Zoe's actually a lot of fun to play, in my opinion, and I feel like regardless of if Saints do pick a mid laner in this last pick, or if they do go with the Varus pick, Zoe's actually going to do decent into it. She has a way to get in, throw her bubble out in order to CC the enemy, and then take a step back, and just all she has to do is just walk up like a foot in order to get her Q off. I feel like it's going to work out really well, but we do actually see the Jhin pick, so it is going to be a Varus mid today. I'm really, really, really excited. Jhin, I love the champion. He's really strong. I don't know. Can you tell me a little bit about him if he's strong in the meta right now?
I think Jhin is in a really interesting spot in the meta where there are team comps that can work really well around Jhin. And I think this is a comp that works out because you've got a lot of burst damage already there. You want your fights to be extremely quick. Jhin really thrives when you just fire off 3 auto attacks and you get out of your fight. You look for your ultimate afterwards. You look at the likes of an AP Varus who's looking to one-shot someone in that front line. Does not matter how much armor or MR. Doesn't matter how much health they've built up. He will do that percent health and just one-shot you at that point. The Renekton here likes to go in, there's a new build going around with Prowler's Claw where you just go right in there,
No,
you try
not
and
the
one-shot
Prowler's
someone.
Claw.
It's likely to happen. I'm expecting a Prowler's Claw Renekton here. And
Alright.
Rel as sort of your primary engage, or one of your engages here, is a little bit interesting. Once again, this Thresh pick is going to be really difficult to deal with because you look at the mobility of this bot lane here. Religion, they're not really going to be looking to fight in those early stages, it feels. As well, this Thresh has so much agency to stop anything that Rel wants to go for, has the agency to stop the Renekton even. So I'm very curious to see how this Thresh gets played, especially in the hands of someone as confident on the champion as Trevor Roy.
I'm extremely excited to see how this game turns out. For the WinCon, I kind of feel like it might be mid and jungle, in all honesty. I don't know a lot about top lane matchups, so I can't speak about Renekton and Aatrox as much as Adam might be able to, but me personally, I do play a lot of mid, so I do understand like the ganks from jungle can be insane, and I feel like it's just gonna end up really well in St. Clair's favor. But here we are, finally in game, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what happens. We do see both teams go into the classic 5-point start, meaning that every single part where any team can invade is covered to make sure that no one can get an invade off, no one can get an extra kill, sometimes people get a ward off, so they're able to get some gold in. And overall, it's just some regular, normal start that you normally see in every game.
Yeah, and honestly, I get to ask the questions at this point. Who do you think won draft? Because it's difficult to say just from the back of it. I mean, I'm a little bit skeptical on this Varus mid still, but who do you think won draft at this point?
Honestly, listen, okay, I love our St. Clair team with all my heart. They're so kind every single time I talk to them. I'm a little bit concerned about this Jhin pick. I can't get it out of my head. It seems like either we're going to try and jump in on them and we're not going to be able to get a lot of enough CC off from all the dashes, from all the saves. Thresh, you mentioned earlier, being insane into Rel. And I just feel like it's not going to go the way that Saints initially planned, but like I don't know. I feel like Fisher does win the comp matchup in this sense. They won the draft phase, but we'll see who wins the actual game.
Yeah, you can already see a little bit of aggression coming through from Enthralled and Old Pal there, just trying to push up, try and push them off the wave a little bit. You can see the ward as well by DMK was actually spotted out, cleared out. That will give Ricky actually level 2 on the first wave, so a little bit more agency in that 1v1 matchup.
Now, this is exactly what I was worried about. Jhin, he does have that damage going off instantly. Like, straight off the bat from the way that his autos work, where he has the 4 autos and then the last one crits. So he does have that extra damage, but with how much pressure Thresh can like put out onto the enemy, onto Saints right now, especially because they don't know if he started Q, they don't know if he started Flay. It depends on when he started, and it's just very risky for Saints to walk up in this situation. Other than that, we do see top lane, just a normal farming going on. Actually, on the minimap, we do see Zoe seeming really pushed up in lane right now.
And this is what the Zoe wants to do in this matchup as well. You know, just try and push that advantage as much as possible.
Yeah.
Fun fact, though, you can tell what Thresh starts, because if you see that Thresh has the extra damage Flay indicator, if you click on the champion, that means they started Flay level 1.
True.
If not, so that is one tell that you can have. But
I completely forgot about that.
It's a little bit of tech. I mean, sometimes they just won't level up anything until they need to, which just throws everyone off, and then they level up both at the same time. But you can see top side, Vajani and Ricky going at it already. This Renekton has a little bit of that experience advantage, so getting a lot of damage down, but it's traded back with how much that Aatrox is able to heal back up with those Darkened Blade strikes.
Yeah, this is again, I don't play top lane. I never do. It's so hard for me to follow matchups. Actually, we do see Thresh going in here with the Flay.
Yeah.
Misfortune's going to get a couple Qs off, and hopefully they're going to pick up a first blood here, but they do flash over the wall in order to get out of the fight. We'll hope to see that Saints did make it out alive. Cross our fingers. Varus is going to go in here, make Zoe flash over the wall, and use her Ignite, so that's both suns gone right off the bat.
Yeah, really well played from Bakery Boy as well, sort of baiting in Serenok a little bit, forcing both summoners out. Has the cleanse to sort of remove that Ignite just to stay out of trouble, and this is a really strong point, but Sleep Bubble gonna come down. Serenok gonna land the Paddle Star, and that's first blood coming through.
See, that's what I was trying to explain earlier, that yes, Varus does have a lot of poke going into his kit, but the second that Zoe lands a bubble, it's game over, almost instantly too. It makes it really frustrating, but we do see Ricky going in here on the Aatrox, trying to do a little bit of damage.
Down coming down onto Old Pal as well, fighting on 2 fronts here as topside Bajani getting the better of this trade. Ricky's got to be a little bit careful. Fourth shot going to come through just to get that extra movement speed. DMK has come up to that top side. Ricky in between a rock and a hard place will try and get on top of Bajani, but unfortunately you can't win top if they're just going to flash away. Ricky goes down.
Nice flash from Ricky though. Sorry, not from Ricky, from the Aatrox there to avoid the Renekton stun. But we do see Nocturne going in here a little bit on the misfortune. She puts out the slow in order to stop them from being able to push her. Gets a little bit damage off on the Nocturne, you know how it is. And it looks like that's all that came out of that fight. It wasn't bad, it could have ended worse.
Yeah, it could have been worse, especially with that dive potential. Alonso, though, still level 3, not really having as much movement speed, as much damage as potentially you'd want, and the chase down a little bit difficult. Of note, Rockboom has played a lot of Jhin over their career, and this is something, just seeing them play in some of these lower level amateur leagues, even seeing this Jhin come through as sort of a pocket pick is really interesting, because even thus far in this lane, staying relatively even despite the amount of pressure that's come down, and Trevor forced to burn both of those summoners early. The heal was forced out as well from the threat, or from the misfortune at least, means that you have a little bit more lane agency. But Bakery Boy giving it away already with the amplifying tome. That's going to be the AP Varus mid lane.
I honestly wasn't sure if it would be the AP or AD Varus, but I'm really still curious to see if he can pull out a good fight mid lane and be able to keep the Zoe off from picking up any more kills on him, especially when she gets her ulti. It's going to be so hard to try and fight that in lane. One thing that I did notice though, Threshold coming in, landing on Rocco here, but it doesn't look like they're going to able to get much from it. Azrael does go in, do a little bit of trade in damage, and both ADCs make it out perfectly fine. Nothing happened from that fight. But the one thing that I did want to point out, I don't have my glasses, so I can't read the screen very well. Does our Jhin have Ghost right now? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yes, so Jhin does have Ghost, but top side, Dominus going to be popped by the Renekton, looking for some damage, but the Infernal Chain is going to yank him back. No. Meanwhile, Serenok is bot side. Rafa's got to be incredibly careful. Crashdown going to come through. The extra shield might just be enough, but Rel is too slow. DMK picks up their second kill. That's just unfortunate. The dive, the pressure coming through from the jungler in mid, from Fisher, just a little bit too much.
Now, I'm really curious if the point of this team comp from Saints is supposed to go into late game more than early game. You can already tell that just based off the champions alone, Fisher does have a lot of champs that do a lot of damage early game, especially the Zoe Q and Misfortune Q coming out. I feel like it's always at the start of the game, you just you leave them be. You don't really try and challenge them as much. But I'm really hopeful for the Jhin, for our boy Rocco on the St. Clair team. But I'm just a little bit nervous right now, boys, and I feel like it's understandable.
Yeah, it is something to be a little bit worried about. I mean, Jhin is one of those champions that you're either getting a kill at level 2 or you're waiting until the later stages of this game. And thus far, this bot lane has been a little bit difficult to manage, especially with how many resources they're sending down there. I mean, 4-man dives on bot lane, that should be something you're familiar with, if anything.
Of course. It's too familiar. It hurts my brain. We did see the Aatrox pushing up into Alonso's jungle here, and honestly, even that alone, that just frustrates me. It's just so annoying when games or matchups just end up going to this point where they're able to push it in that easily, and we do see it. Their jungler sitting around in the tri-bush, possibly thinking about going in here. We're not quite sure yet.
Yeah, but Rafa's coming into the mid lane here. Serenok has that flash back up. Unfortunately, not going to be quite in range for the Attract and Repel stun there. But as you can see, Dragonman Kim has just had their way in this matchup. Trevor's actually moved up just a little bit to dissuade any action. Good spell shield going to come through. Sleepy going to come through on it to Rafa as well, but Serenok doesn't quite want to fight this. They're just going to get out with that Dark Passage, but Serenok now flashing forward onto Alonso. Doesn't have that spell shield up, but look at the damage coming through. All these summoners being blown. That's going to be Enthralled picking up another one. The bullet time comes across, and Bakery Boy will fall as well as Fisher rotate first. It is a kill return, though, as it is, I believe, Rafa who's going to... It's actually Bakery Boy who picks up that last kill.
This is such a nightmare for Saints. They keep trying to go in and take these fights. And honestly, the fight started out great. There was no reason why they could have lost that, because Zoe had all the cooldowns at that moment in order to not be able to pick up that kill. But sadly, everybody just ended up collapsing on the Saints there, and it sucks, because you know that Saints can win these. It's just a little bit rough, because it's a champion difference at this point. We do see everybody going in here on the Thresh. Thresh flashes into the wall after Nocturne lands the ulti on him, so that is a free kill for Rockboom. We'll see if he does get traded out by the Graves here. It's possible he does survive after the ulti, and Rock is able to pick up another kill on the Graves. Big shutdown for him. Holy!
Really well played, just 2 back-to-back strong fights, and Rockboom picking up a couple of kills there. Despite the CS discrepancy that's come through just because of all that pressure, it's really nice to see them pick up that shutdown onto Dragonman Kim. Interestingly enough, going
Yes?
for the Dorn's Blade on Graves. This is interesting tech. I've seen it before, but it is something that gives you mid-game power. But
no.
Rafa taking too much damage. Make It Rain going to slow him down a little bit too much. Rock Boom
no.
in a little bit of trouble, trying to get that movement speed out with the fleet footwork, the 4th shot. But look at the damage coming through. Sarah not going to try and land it under the tower. Not quite going to land, but the Ignite will take them down, and Rock Boom falls.
Oh, that was honestly the fight right before that. Amazing play by Rock Boom. It was so clean, so well thought out. Grace, come on, leave our boy Bakery alone.
Boy is in trouble. Death sentence gonna land, and that's gonna mean the sentence of death for Bakery Boy. Not gonna be able to survive. No cleanse, no flash, no way to survive.
Jeez, this is going to be a really rough game for Saints to come back, and we do see Ricky actually popping ulti here and doing quite a bit of damage to the Aatrox, which I did not expect at that point. Got any insight for Renekton as a champion for me? Because I really see him. I don't really know what his kit does as much.
It's good into the Aatrox matchup. I mean, the only death that's come through is from that early Yang, but Rafa gonna have to crash down, get away from this one. You can just see how much control Fisher have on this top side of the map. A 3,000 gold lead at 10 minutes. Substantial enough that you've got to play on the back foot, especially when you've got something like a Nocturne who just wants to power farm as much as possible. DMK has made this as difficult as possible.
I'm not sure what Saints' game plan would be here. I mean, Rocco is up on kills currently, but their Fisher College's ADC does have 3 kills in return. Thresh is going to try and Hex Flash over the wall to pick up the Q on Bakery Boy, but isn't going to land. They do have to drop Rift, though. We'll see what comes out of this. It looks like a team fight might be brewing here.
Yeah, it's actually going to be Paramoy dropped on to Serenok. You're able to get out with that Dark Passage once again. This Thresh so good at peeling back every single time that the Saints want to go in. They just aren't able to finish.
No one's ever expects how good Thresh is into certain team comps, but in this one specifically, he is such a good pick. He can just stop everybody.
Goodness.
No, Bakery Boy!
Tower, though. Chain of Corruption going to come through. Not going to be enough. Trevor not even tanking the tower. They juggled that aggro perfectly.
Wow.
4th shot going to come through from the curtain call. Not quite going to land, but you can see Ricky has moved down. Magnus Storm pulling back Trevor into this fight. Ricky finds one in this fight. DMK going to over that wall, but the flash forward from Ricky going to be able to fall. It's a double kill picked up by the Renekton on the top side, but bullet time coming through. There's so much damage going down into Alonso. Will fall to that last wave of bullets, as well as Enthralled goes on a rampage as Fisher every single time fight back tooth and nail.
Now, see, those fights I don't really mind as much because it's better than all of Saints just not picking up any kills there. Ricky played that really, really well. Now he is 2-1, so he might have a little bit more of an easier time fighting top lane, unless Aatrox can just whip out all that damage right onto Ricky at his turret as well, which is a little bit scary. I'm not gonna lie. It's a tiny bit scary.
I mean, you can just see the difference in the team compositions working around it as well. You know, Ricky trying to go for this one-shot build onto the Misfortune, onto the Zoe at that point, but even then in this top lane matchup, going to be tough. Dominant's going to be pop, World Ender as well. It's going to be Bajani getting bailed out by Trevor, but once again, Old Pal going to be coming over. Doesn't leave you alone like an old shoe. Going to be able to find that one. A kill onto Bajani once again.
Old Pal's Thresh is insane. Like,
he went to Academy with this. Like, he's probably the best player on the Rift right now.
He is the fresh main.
Yeah, and as you can see, Vajani just going to be bailed out once again every single time these hooks are landing, but it's going to be a little bit difficult. Bakery Boy gets flashed on the last slash from the Aatrox, going to find it. Alonso looking for some damage. Lethal Tempo stacked up, but once again, so much damage. Paranoia going to come through. Not enough. It's going to be Trevor finding a kill of their own. Rocco flashing over the wall, able to find one in return, and now the Thresh is left alone. Surely you find a kill this time. Going to flash over the wall as well. Serenok's there to back it up, and somehow, some way, this Thresh escapes. Serenok looking for more. Has the stolen flash. Rockboom's got to be so careful. There's so much damage coming through from the Zoe, and oh my goodness, getting outplayed with every single summoner spell in the book. Oh, it's going to be a return, though. The Deadly Flourish finds it. What a play coming through from Rockboom to dodge that Sleepy Trouble bubble.
Okay, I can't tell who's smurfing harder right now in this game. Either it's the Thresh or it's the or it's Rocco right now. We do see Ricky going in on the Misfortune here, not able to pick up the kill though, because I don't think his stun landed there. Not that I saw, at least.
It did stun. It's just both summoners burned by Enthralled to get out of that one. Just not enough damage as Rockboom.
I said, I don't have my glasses. I can't see, okay?
Oh my, but you can just see how much action is coming through non-stop. Pedal to the metal for both of these teams. 20 kills in 14 minutes. While it has been scrappy, a lot of these have still been going the way of Fisher, as you can see. Alonso's not going to be too happy when they check on their bottom side of the map, but Dragonman Kim in a little bit of trouble. Going to get caught out here, and that's a kill picked up by Bakery Boy, getting on the board with their second. And that's going to remove some of that pressure, but DMK still done the damage. That entire bot side of the map is going to be respawning in 2 minutes or so, so Alonso going to have to find something to do.
Now, see, that's the thing that also annoys me about Graves. The fact that he can just run in your jungle and just one-shot a camp like that. But I'm going to have to wait for a second as we do see Old Pal going in again with the Thresh Hook. Yeah. If I was against this guy in solo queue, I'd be so mad. But we do see Serenok picking up the kill on the Nocturne yet again. Old Pal does end up giving his life in order to save the Zoe in this situation. And I believe Zoe does get to walk free unless Varus does decide to play a little bit aggressive here.
Yeah, it's going to be another 1-for-1. Alonso not being able to recreate that performance from last week on the Nocturne this time around. Then again, this is a Fisher squad that is just juiced up. They're looking for every engage, but look at this. They found the engage on to the Johnny on the top side of the map. Rock Boom looking for that damage. It's going to be the Rel cleaning that one up with that last little tick, and you can see Saints fighting back, fighting hard, but every single time there's just something being traded across the map. In this case, Enthralled has just been able to free farm for the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, Saints really want this win, and they want to prove that they can pull themselves all the way to be in the top 8 for CLOL this year, but we'll see how that goes. I do have hope for our Saints. We love them with all of our heart. They're playing amazing so far this season, and we'll see how the rest of the game plays out. One thing that I did want to mention, though, the Nocturne might be 0-4, all right? But hear me out. Them 6 assists, they're kind of nutty. It's a little bit of gold in his pocket.
Alonso has been participating. They've definitely been in this game, but being down 2,000 gold, it's tough, especially on a champion like Nocturne who wants to be as fat as possible. Alonso, you gotta be happy that minion was there. Honor the minion after that one, because that saved your life there, Alonso. But you can see the engage coming through. Paranoia comes down. Shots coming through onto the Misfortune. You can see the engage. This is a great fight for the side of Saints. It's gonna be a hook, though, pulling back onto Alonso. Alonso goes down, but the Chain of Corruption comes through. A big play into the back line as it's gonna be turned back around. Bakery Boy finds one, but Serenok picks up the Gale Force and is able to find one in return, but it's a 3v1. Serenok forced to run away from this one. Deadly Flourish gonna land, but there's so much damage onto Rafa as well, but Rock Boom will clean that up. It's a 2-for-2 fight when all is said and done. Ricky LaFleur still looking on the side here, but might be looking to get out of this one. The hook misses for the first time, I think, all game, but Rafa re-engaging with the Hex Flash. DMK forced the flash over that wall, trying to find a way out of this one, but it does not look like it's going to be the case. They will take Rafa down with them as Ricky able to pick up their 3rd kill of the game. These fights so scrappy. St. Clair fighting as they will, but still a 5,000 gold deficit.
Now, I did expect a really challenging, really action-filled gameplay. I didn't expect it at this level, okay? Ricky did not want to stop there, and honestly, I was a little bit confused as to why the Graves went back over the wall after Raptors, but Ricky is going to go in here on Old Pal. We'll see what happens in this fight. He does have to flash in order to dodge the hook, knowing that Aatrox is probably close by. Zoe does have to throw her bubbles out, so now he knows that 3 people are surrounding him right now. Probably does just have to give up at the moment here. Aatrox does pop ulti, and we'll see what happens. He does land the pull, so he does miss bubble. Ricky is going to try and fight it out a little bit, but didn't really work out in his favor there.
Yeah, and this time it's actually the Saints who are able to take advantage of the cross-map play. Look at this. Going to go in on Enthralled. Enthralled so strong, though. Look at the damage taken by Rock Boom. Will be able to survive just barely as Alonso able to get on the board. Picks up the Rift Herald as well. Actually, Rock Boom picks it up and gets a quick recall. That's just going to be Alonso getting out of there. But the long-range Sleepy Trouble may mean trouble for Rafa. Taking so much damage from that Zoe is, yes, the Rel may be tanky, but not quite tanky enough at this stage. Serenok flashing over the wall with a stolen flash as well, looking for some more damage. Alonso going to block that up, but once again, the Sleepy Trouble bubble means trouble as Alonso falls down, and Serenok getting their 6th kill of the game.
This Zoe is built different. We do see Bakery Boy leashing out the ulti on the Aatrox here. They just completely delete him out of existence in this game, and I believe it was Rock Boom who picked up that kill there. I'm not exactly sure, but that escape on the Rift Herald, that was insane. I don't know if it was just the big brain play coming in, saying everybody communicating, being like, give Rocco the Rift so that then he can just back faster. But it worked out. That was perfect.
Yeah, it could have been a situation where it was just, hey, I got it, let's get out of here, let's try and survive. Unfortunately, it is Alonso who pays the price for that. Forced to burn the flash. Still goes down at the end of it. But now Serenok getting quarantined out here a little bit. Ricky LaFleur here as well as Rafa. Let's see if Serenok's able to outplay it. Misses the Sleepy Trouble Bubble. Magnet Storm comes down. That's a flash used by Serenok as well. There's May in trouble to Zoe. Sure to fall here. Gonna get on the board with an assist is Rock Boom as a shutdown goes over to Reiki. But look at this. Once again, the trades across the map. Every single time a member of Fisher is dying, they're getting something on the opposite side. In this situation, it is that second dragon. But they're going to be able to follow this up with the Rift Herald. This should secure them their first tower of the game for St. Clair.
I was going to say, St. Clair saw that they took Drake, and they were like, oh yeah, watch this. Dropped Rift right then and there in order to pick up that turret. Rockroom is going to use his Gale Force to go in and get a little bit of gap, like close the gap a little bit between the Aatrox and him. Nothing really came out of it though. Ricky is going to go in, land the stun. Nocturne ulti is going to pop in, and he is going to try and pick up the kill on Rockboom, but it is not successful, and Aatrox does fall at the end of the fight. Misfortune actually did pop bullet time there in order to clear the wave, which honestly I completely understand and I respect it.
And you can just see it's toe-to-toe every single time. These fights are getting closer for the side of St. Clair as their comp starts to come into their own. Look at Rockboom here, 5, 1, and 8. Has been able to stay alive in these situations way more often than I think they have any right to in a lot of ways. But once again, it's still that gold deficit that they're working down. Oh, but down to about 3K though, as it's starting to get a little bit closer. DMK and Trevor in a little bit of trouble though. They pushed themselves up quite far, but the hook gonna land onto Alonso once again. It's an odd man fight here, but look how confident they're moving. That's gonna be the Chain of Corruption landing onto Trevor as well. Ricky gonna be able to find another one in the dominance. That frontline Renekton gonna try and stay alive. Teleport coming in from the side from Bajani. They've got to be careful. A 4v4 fight under their tower. Will they risk it? Gonna be just backing off for the time being. Serenok looking for as much poke damage as possible. These bubbles are so scary every single time as Ricky takes a healthy 50% from that.
That just hurts to watch. Rockboom was a little bit late to the fight, so it's not like they could have challenged the 4v3, but they do have to fall back into their own base as they cannot win the 4v5 at this moment, which does suck. But honestly, they're coming back. This is what I was hoping for. I knew that the early game was going to be roughed completely, just purely because of the Zoe versus Varus and the Misfortune and Thresh versus Jhin and Rel. But I'm really, really happy with how Saints are playing it right now. They're playing extremely smart, staying in groups, making sure that they can pick one person out of the out of a fight just unknowingly, not knowing that Saints were surrounding them everywhere. So I'm really excited. I'm hoping Saints can come back from this. It does look like the gold is almost balanced out, just about like around a 2K, maybe a little bit more difference in between the teams overall. And there are all the golds or average gold on the screen for everybody right now. And I don't know.
Yeah, the biggest difference is just between the mid and jungle right now. Every other role has been evened out, but once again, you look at the scaling, you look at the agency that Zoe's going to have in the late game. That's so terrifying that you've got to deal with that. As you can see, another bubble going to land on to the Jhin. Rockboom going to be able to stay alive with a sliver. Ricky going to be going in, but taking so much damage. This is not a tanky Renekton. DMK going to be able to collect that one up. Curtain Call going to come through. Only 2 shots that are landing onto the tanks. They don't want to deal with it, but my goodness, Trevor takes a healthy chunk from that AP Varus. That is where it starts to stack up. The Blight stacks do so much damage at this stage.
Zoe.
Alonso trying to block. Ooh, mistimes the spell shield though and might be in trouble once again. Look at the damage comes down onto Rockboom. The Ignite falling through. That's going to be the smoke screen as Alonso staying alive with a sliver of health. Lucky to stay alive after that one, but my goodness, Fisher, they've got that gold lead. They're showing that they still got it.
They are showing that extremely rare. They're showing dominance. They're showing that they know what they're doing. They're here to fight for this spot in the NECC games. We're going to see what happens here. They are on Baron right at the moment, so it's going to be a tough thing for Saints to fight against afterwards. Knowing that Zoe is just sitting at that red buff, keeping the Saints, the entire team of Saints, off of that Baron so then the Fisher College can take it is insane. The amount of damage that she does, the pressure she has, especially because, I don't know if you've noticed, Zoe keeps picking up the Gale Force, and it's been working out amazing because Raka has to use it in order to escape after he gets hit by her her bubble that CCs him, so he isn't able to do much. But if Zoe picks up that Gale Force and uses it with her Q, it's not only just more of a gap closer, the further that Zoe's Q travels, the more damage it does.
Yeah, it becomes a quasi-execute because you've got to keep in mind the Paddle Star, you've got to keep in mind the Gale Force damage that comes through. There's a lot of things that Rockboom has to be careful of. Curious to not see the QSS come through yet, but I mean, at this point, you just need to do as much damage as possible, i.e. soon on the way, but here, 30 seconds away from this dragon, it's difficult to fight up against the Baron, it's difficult to fight when you're far behind at this point. And this gold lead that we talked about was starting to close up for St. Clair, a balloon back up to about 6,000 gold. So that's substantial enough that, you know, Fisher are feeling confident enough to walk right down Broadway. They're going to get this mid inhib turret, possibly the inhib as well. Looks like there's not going to be no resistance coming through.
This could possibly be GG for St. Clair, as they do all still have that Baron, but it looks like they will be falling back here. Maybe to pick up the drag. Varus does land the ulti on the Aatrox here. Ricky is going to go in, try and do a little bit of damage.
Oh my goodness.
There's people on the backline too. Nocturne does go in and is able to pick up the kill, but it looks like Fisher College is just going to wipe out St. Clair, and it looks like this would be GG for this first match here. Bullet time is going to come out. Rocco is going to try and fight it a little bit. Oh, the Graves ulti finishing him off here. Old Pal's going to hit that one last hook on Bakery Boy there, and Fisher College is going to get the ace and is going to close out the game here. That was such an intense game, my god!
Yeah, lots of action in that one, but Fisher just showing that they've got this prowess, they've got this macro knowledge, and they are just going to put the pedal to the metal there. Good game from St. Clair, but once again, just a little bit outskilled in that sense. Their macro movements was the biggest thing that I noticed.
Yeah, it was definitely a well-fought battle between both colleges, but Fisher is going to take the victory on that game. I was just so surprised. Listen, I know that that Fisher College has a lot to offer in their Saints varsity team, but I wasn't, like, respectfully, that was like I was watching a pro match, like the LCS kind of match. It was insane. Again, you did mention that Old Pal did make it to Academy with that Thresh pick, so it was really, really well played, and that's really all I could say about it.
Yeah, and I mean, if you just look at their solo queue stats as well, this is a team that is so strong. They're strong on so many levels, you know. But Johnny, Saranok, both of them have had, you know, glimpses of pro in LLA as well. So there's a lot of skill on this roster. This is a team that took UST to 4 games in CLOL finals. You know, the only team that they've lost to in the last little bit has been UST, who is far and away the best collegiate team right now. So this is a team that does not lose very often. They weren't going to lose today, and by all means, they definitely showed it.
Now, hopefully for the second match, we can see a little bit of a draft switch up between St. Clair and the St. Clair draft, and maybe the Fisher College draft, and we'll see what we have coming up. But in the meantime, I just want to keep talking about this game because it was so insane. Rocco played it extremely well. I need to give props to Rocco. Being an ADC who, yes, he does have a lot of movement speed, but Misfortune does have a lot of that as well. And Misfortune is able to run down Jhin, just champions alone. I feel like that was the biggest thing with this matchup. I did say that Fisher College did win the draft, and I think I was correct.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Fisher, they just had a little bit more of a straightforward game plan. They were able to play around the macro. They were able to play around their better early game, I think, in their draft. And it was just a little bit difficult for Ricky to take advantage of that because DMK was so often on that top side of the map. So I think in game 2 we're going to have to see a little bit of a change up. Like, it was cool to see Varus mid, but into Zoe, maybe not.
Now, in the meantime, while we are waiting for all of the players, we will be throwing it to a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back with some more League of Legends for you. Both ADCs make it out perfectly fine. Nothing happened from that fight. But the one thing that I did want to point out, I don't have my glasses, so I can't read the screen very well. Does our Jhin have Ghost right now? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yes, the Jhin does have a Ghost, but top side, Dominus going to be popped by the Renekton, looking for some damage, but the Infernal Chain is going to yank him back. No. Meanwhile, Saranok is bot side. Rafa's got to be incredibly careful. Crashdown going to come through. The extra shield might just be enough, but Rel is too slow. DMK picks up their second kill. That's just unfortunate. The dive, the pressure coming through from the jungler. Coming into the mid lane here, Saranok has that flash back up. Unfortunately, not going to be quite in range for the attractive repel stun there, but as you can see, Dragonman and Kim has just had their way in this matchup. Trevor's actually moved up just a little bit to dissuade any action. Good spell shield going to come through. Sleepy going to come through on it to Rafa as well, but Saranok doesn't quite want to fight this. They're just going to get out with that Dark Passage, but Saranok now flashing forward onto Alonso. Doesn't have that spell shield up, but look at the damage coming through. All these summoners being blown. That's going to be Enthralled picking up another one. The bullet time comes across, and Bakery Boy will fall as well as Fisher rotate first. It is a
They could have lost that because Zoe had all the cooldowns at that moment in order to not be able to pick up that kill. But sadly, everybody just ended up collapsing on the Saints there, and it sucks because you know that Saints can win these. It's just a little bit rough because it's a champion difference at this point. We do see everybody going in here on the Thresh. Thresh flashes into the wall after Nocturne lands the ulti on him, so that is a free kill for Rockboom. We'll see if he does get traded up by the Graves here. It's possible he does survive after the ulti, and Rock is able to pick up another kill on the Graves. Big shut team comps, but in this one specifically, he is such a good pick. He can just stop everybody.
Goodness.
No, Bakery Boy!
Tower though, Chain of Corruption gonna come through, not gonna be enough. Trevor not even tanking the tower, they juggle that aggro perfectly.
Wow.
Fourth shot gonna come through from the curtain call, not quite gonna land, but you can see Ricky has moved down. Magnus Storm pulling back Trevor into this fight. Ricky finds one in this fight. DMK gonna try over that wall, but the flash forward from Ricky gonna be able to follow. It's a double kill picked up by the Renekton on the top side, but bullet time coming through. There's so much damage going down into Alonso, will fall to that last wave of bullets as well as Enthralled goes on a rampage as find it. Alonso looking for some damage. Lethal tempo stacked up, but once again, so much damage. Paranoia gonna come through, not enough. It's gonna be Trevor finding a kill of their own. Rocco flashing over the wall, able to find one in return, and now the Thresh is left alone. Surely you find a kill this time. Gonna flash over the wall as well. Serenok's there to back it up, and somehow, some way, this Thresh escapes. Serenok looking for more, has the stolen flash. Rockboom's gotta be so careful. There's so much damage coming through from the Zoe, and oh my goodness, getting outplayed with every single summoner spell in the book. Oh, it's gonna be a return though. The Deadly Flourish finds it. What a play coming through from Rockboom to dodge that Sleepy Trouble bubble. Honor the minion after that one, because that saved your life there, Alonso. But you can see the engage coming through. Paranoia comes down. Shots coming through onto the Misfortune. You can see the engage. This is a great fight for the side of Saints. It's going to be a hook, though, pulling back onto Alonso. Alonso goes down, but the Chain of Corruption comes through. A big play into the back line as it's going to be turned back around. Bakery Boy finds one, but Serenok picks up the Gale Force and is able to find one in return, but it's a 3v1. Serenok forced to run away from this one. Deadly Flourish going to land, but there's so much damage onto Rafa as well. But Rockboom will clean that up. It's a 2-for-2 fight when all is said and done. Ricky LaFleur still looking on the side here, but might be looking
to dodge the hook, knowing that Aatrox is probably close by. Zoe does have to throw her bubbles out, so now he knows that 3 people are surrounding him right now. Probably does just have to give up at the moment here. Aatrox does pop ulti, and we'll see what happens. He does land the pull, so he does miss bubble. Ricky is going to try and fight it out a little bit, but didn't really work out in his favor there.
And this time it's actually the Saints who are able to take advantage of the cross-map play. Look at this. Going to go in on Enthralled. Enthralled so strong, though. Look at the damage taken by Rockboom. Will be able to survive just barely as Alonso. Able to get on the board. Picks up the Rift Herald as well. Actually, Rockboom enough that, Fisher are feeling confident enough to walk right down Broadway. They're going to get this mid-inhib turret, possibly the inhib as well. Looks like there's not going to be no resistance coming through.
This could possibly be GG for St. Clair, as they do all still have that Baron, but it looks like they will be falling back here. Maybe to pick up the Dragon. Varus does land the ulti on the Aatrox here. Ricky is going to go in, try and do a little bit of damage.
Oh my goodness.
There's people on the backline too. Nocturne does go in and is able to pick up the kill, but it looks like Fisher College is just going to wipe out St. Clair, and it looks like and both ADCs make it out perfectly fine. Nothing happened from that fight. But the one thing that I did want to point out, I don't have my glasses, so I can't read the screen very well. Does our Jhin have Ghost right now? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yes, the Jhin does have a Ghost.
Oh my
top
God.
side. Dominus going to be popped by the Renekton, looking for some damage, but the Infernal Chain is going to yank him back.
No.
Meanwhile, Serenok is bot side. Rafa's got to be incredibly careful. Crashdown going to come through. The extra shield might just be enough, but Rel is too slow. DMK picks up their second kill. That's just unfortunate. The dive, the pressure coming through from the jungler. Coming into the mid lane here, Serenok has that flash back up. Unfortunately, not going to be quite in range for the attractive repel stun there, but as you can see, Dragonman Kim has just had their way in this matchup. Trevor's actually moved up just a little bit to dissuade any action. Good spell shield going to come through. Sleepy going to come through on it to Rafa as well, but Serenok doesn't quite want to fight this. He's going to get out with that Dark Passage, but Serenok now flashing forward onto Alonso. Doesn't have that spell shield up, but look at the damage coming through. All these summoners being blown. That's going to be Enthralled picking up another one. The bullet time comes across, and Bakery Boy will fall as well as Fisher rotate first. It is a kill.
They could have lost that because Zoe had all the cooldowns at that moment in order to not be able to pick up that kill. But sadly, everybody just ended up collapsing on the Saints there, and it sucks because you know that Saints can win these. It's just a little bit rough because it's a champion difference at this point. We do see everybody going in here on the Thresh. Thresh flashes into the wall after Nocturne lands the ulti on him, so that is a free kill for Rockboom. We'll see if he does get traded out by the Graves here. It's possible he does survive after the ulti, and Rock is able to pick up another kill on the Graves. Big shut team comp, but in this one specifically, he is such a good pick. He can just stop everybody.
Goodness.
No, Bakery Boy!
Tower though, Chain of Corruption gonna come through, not gonna be enough. Trevor not even tanking the tower, they juggled that aggro perfectly.
Wow.
Fourth shot gonna come through from the curtain call, not quite gonna land, but you can see Ricky has moved down. Magnus one pulling back Trevor into this fight. Ricky finds one in this fight. DMK gonna try over that wall, but the flash forward from Ricky gonna be able to fall. It's a double kill picked up by the Renekton on the top side, but bullet time coming through. There's so much damage going down into Alonso, will fall to that last wave of bullets, as well as Enthrall goes on a rampage to find it. Alonso looking for some damage. Lethal tempo stacked up, but once again, so much damage. Paranoia gonna come through, not enough. It's gonna be Trevor finding a kill of their own. Rocco flashing over the wall, able to find one in return, and now the Thresh is left alone. Surely you find a kill this time. Gonna flash over the wall as well. Serenok's there to back it up, and somehow, some way, this Thresh escapes. Serenok looking for more, has the stolen flash. Rockboom's gotta be so careful. There's so much damage coming through from the Zoe, and oh my goodness, getting outplayed with every single summoner spell in the book. Oh, it's gonna be a return though. The Deadly Flourish finds it. What a play coming through from Rockboom to dodge that Sleepy Trouble bubble. Okay. Honor the minion after that one, because that saved your life there, Alonso. But you can see the engage coming through. Paranoia comes down. Shots coming through onto the Misfortune. You can see the engage. This is a great fight for the side of Saints. It's going to be a hook, though, pulling back onto Alonso. Alonso goes down, but the Chain of Corruption comes through. A big play into the backline as it's going to be turned back around. Bakery Boy finds one, but Serenok picks up the Gale Force and is able to find one in return, but it's a 3v1. Serenok forced to run away from this one. Deadly Flourish going to land, but there's so much damage onto Rafa as well. But Rockboom will clean that up. It's a 2-for-2 fight when all is said and done. Ricky LaFleur still looking on the side here, but might be looking
or to dodge the hook, knowing that Aatrox is probably close by. So he does have to throw bubbles out, so now he knows that 3 people are surrounding him right now. Probably does just have to give up at the moment here. Aatrox does pop ulti, and we'll see what happens. He does land the pull, so he does miss bubble. Ricky is going to try and fight it out a little bit, but didn't really work out in his favor there.
And this time it's actually the Saints who are able to take advantage of the cross-map play. Look at this. Going to go in on Enthralled. Enthralled so strong, though. Look at the damage taken by Rockboom. Will be able to survive just barely as Alonso able to get on the board. Picks up the Rift Herald as well. Actually, Rockboom enough that, Fisher feeling confident enough to walk right down Broadway. They're going to get this mid-inhib turret, possibly the inhib as well. Looks like there's not going to be no resistance coming through.
This could possibly be GG for St. Clair, as they do all still have that Baron, but it looks like they will be falling back here. Maybe to pick up the drag. Varus does land the ulti on the Aatrox. Welcome back, everybody. So instead of starting off with just our lovely faces on the commentary screen, we are already in draft pick. We're really excited to see what happens this round, and I'm curious to see what kind of matchups Saints Clair has to offer, including Fisher College, because that was a good team comp that they had last time, but it's already going to be soft because St. Clair immediately banned Zoe, so they can't pick that anymore. Zoe was an extremely good pick that last round, so we are curious to see what's going to happen this time.
Yeah, and I think you ban that out when you don't really have an answer to it. And I think that was the case. The Zoe, a little bit of a pocket pick. It is a very strong champion right now, but just being able to take that away from Serenok, it gives you a little bit more of a guarantee in your picks and saying, hey, we don't have to deal with this champion. We don't have to look to counterpick it or look to play around that. The Darius, once again, going to be banned out. Realistically, Fisher shouldn't change any other bans because, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
True, very true. But I am curious if St. Clair does start to bring in a couple of different picks in this draft phase, if they are going to change up their bans a little bit. We do see the J4 coming through yet again. I believe last round St. Clair did ban J4, and it was because you mentioned how the jungler really likes those engage those engage champs. So I'm not really sure what else we can expect here. We do see the Nunu. I don't get why they're banning Nunu.
I think it's maybe just something that they've sniffed out or something, saying, hey, Alonso's been playing a lot of Nunu and solo queue, something along those lines. Maybe, I don't know. If it's Timmy's at 3 a.m., rolling down, picking up kills like that, you might want to be careful. But
maybe that's why, because he rolls his way to Timmy's at 3 a.m.
I mean, if you're not rolling your way to Timmy's at 3 a.m., are you even going to Timmy's at 3 a.m.?
True. We do see it, the classic Yuumi ban coming through. There's literally nothing else to say about it. It's Yuumi. No one wants to play against it. And I'm pretty sure that I speak for both of us.
Oh, yeah. I think the main thing as well is, especially on someone like Trevor, if you don't have to focus on your mechanics, you can shot call a lot easier.
Yeah,
it's something that
true.
I know Michigan State actually pulled out as well. They had Akash, their kind of in-game coach support, just play Yuumi every game. And they said, you know what, ban Yuumi, make him actually play the game because you just sit there and
Yeah.
Keep type meow in all chat. And that's the best way to play Yuumi. But Sejuani going to be banned out as well. No surprise in terms of not changing the bans. But I'm curious to see what they bring to the table with this first pick here for St. Clair.
Let's see. Okay. No. Listen, I said earlier, I am the resident Jinx main. My hair might be purple, and it might be very pretty, but it is not Caitlyn, okay? Caitlyn supremacy does not exist. It's never going to happen.
Is blue, I think. So, I mean...
We had this debate.
We did have this
We had this debate.
Yes.
Her hair, to me, is purple, but everybody else thinks that it's blue, and I don't know which one of us is colorblind, but we do see the Zeri ban, or not ban, Zeri pick coming through.
It's definitely an interesting pick. I think that if anything, Enthralled is sort of throwing down the gauntlet and saying, I'm better than you as a player, and saying, I will play the Zeri. And it's definitely one of those champions that can accomplish that. Another thing that we were talking about earlier was just 80 carry meta. One of those that came up was Kai'Sa as a champion that, you say, if you're the best player in the game, you're going to pick it. Zeri's another case of that. So Enthralled just feeling really confident, wants to go for that. The Graves coming through from GMK, that's no surprise either.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by the Graves pick. He played it really well last game. We did see a lot of impact, as in just because the Zoe, the Thresh, and the Misfortune were doing crazy stuff in the last game, but maybe he'll get a little bit of shine this game around. We do see the Diana pick. Now, my issue with Diana, I love her. She's actually a really, really fun champ. I played her a couple times, but I'm really curious to see what kind of build she goes in this matchup, because I know that I believe the Mythic was the Sunfire. Yeah, the Mythic was Sunfire that every Diana main was building, but it might change up now. I'm not really sure, but I'm really curious.
It's pretty much the same, I think, especially with Diana in the meta right now. They try to push her more towards this AP build, but at the same time, you're this primer engage. You want to go in, you want to soak up as much damage as possible.
Yeah.
Going for this Nashor Sunfire build with the Conqueror just means you stay alive for so long. This is me having played only Diana this season, basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was my champion this season. It's painful to not go for, first strike and go for AP items and go for the one shot.
Okay.
It's fun to do that, but objectively, it is the better pick. Interesting to see this, though. Victor going to be picked up as sort of your blind pick. The answer is the Varus, and it's going mid lane here for all it's worth.
My heart's broken. They banned my champ. Okay, listen. This isn't fair. Jace isn't even in the meta, so she doesn't even get played, but now they're also going to ban Lux.
Caitlyn Lux is too strong of a combo. It makes sense. It does make sense. A ban I want to see here is Yasuo, actually, because you look at what this Diana wants to accomplish. She wants to go in. She wants to knock everyone up. Yasuo has to get banned here, but it's Morgana instead, which is interesting.
Hear me out. Morgana's not a bad ban. Because Caitlyn and Morgana, hear me out. Actually, no, this instead. If you're going to judge me over me complaining that they're banning Lux because Lux and Caitlyn are a good combo, you should at least be in agreement with me that Morgana is a good support with Caitlyn.
It's good with Caitlyn. It's bad with everything else. I mean, Morgana just one of those champions that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Interesting to see them also pick up the Aatrox here, just sort of saying, hey, we're taking this out of Ricky's hands, but Yasuo's up. You have to pick Yasuo with Diana every single time. It's, Xayah Rakan, Caitlyn Lux, if you want to put it in that basket. And
it's your champion!
They're picked Rakan as well. They're playing for this Yasuo, and that is their carry potential. They're saying, Ricky, you have all the keys to succeed here. That is going to be how they play it out. But
all right.
Ashe is the answer. Ashe support, you're not a big fan. But
it was nice seeing you guys on the broadcast. I have to head out because I hate watching Ashe support, and I don't want to watch it in collegiate either. It was nice seeing y'all, but we are going to be in game, so I guess I'm stuck here to watch it.
I mean, realistically, Ashe support just incredibly strong right now. Interesting to see the Ashe go for Glacial Augment here. That might have been a mistake.
I can agree with that because Glacial doesn't proc off of just like slows anymore. It has to be like a stun, correct?
Which makes no sense because Ashe is auto slow.
Yeah.
Or W slows. Why would you need Glacial in that sense?
Okay, Bakery Board, come on. He was autoing you like 3 times before you moved. Dude, no, this isn't how we're going to start the game, Saints. Come on. You're better than this. Let's go. Get that flash out. Listen, it's all right. It's okay. They wasted a flash. Come on,
look at
man.
GMK though, just moving forward.
This is so disrespectful from Fisher. In a BM way, it's not like they're genuinely just being rude to our players. Just the disrespect in saying yeah, we know where you're gonna back. We're gonna find you, and we're gonna take up that first blood, so then you guys can't have anything against it. Rockboom is gonna get a little bit of damage off as they did ward it in order to protect their red buff, which good thing that happened. But I'm really wondering what the outcome of this is here.
This is just a very interesting early game. You know, they're just really fighting over this red buff, looking for as much control as possible.
Oh my god.
Realistically, this is sort of playing into St. Clair's hands because they want to fight, but look at this.
Look at
Already Ricky looking for as much damage on to Majani as possible. Gonna flash forward. That's gonna be first blood for the Yasuo on top side. Top diff. That's why you can't win top.
Let's go, Ricky. You saw them BMing you with the Varus pick mid and with that cheeky invade, and you told them, nah, not allowed, and you put them back in your place. Let's go, Ricky. That's exactly what we wanted to see.
Interesting to note, though, DMK looking for a level 2 gank in that mid lane, just trying to push that advantage as much as possible. What this means, though, is we're going to see this Graves go up to the red buff now. His own red buff means it makes Alonso's Clair a lot more challenging just because they're missing out on a camp inherently. They'll have to look for an invade if they want to catch back up. On the flip side, though, you can see how much pressure they're putting onto Alonso here. Forced way out of the jungle. I don't think they were able to secure that Gromp either, so this is going to be a really tough clear for Alonso. And Diana's a champion who really wants to get to the level 6 as quickly as possible.
Yeah, Diana is, like, her ultimate's just, it's honestly a game changer. Yes, she is going to be annoying with all of her dashes. Actually, we do see Ralph going in here, doing a little bit of damage with his knock up there on the, I believe, Ashe there was. Ricky, he's not backing down. He knows that he wins this matchup, but he doesn't see the Graves around the corner.
Yeah, DMK going to be looking to try and sequester them in. Level 3 is confirmed for DMK. Is there a flash available? No, there is not. Ricky looking for the outplay here. Will be able to find it. Will DMK stand a chance? The windmill comes through. Auto attacks are getting blocked through. It's going to be that last hit, though, as Dragonman can able to clean that one up. Ricky's feeling himself right now. He wants to win this matchup, and my goodness, this Yasuo off the ground running.
Now, hear me out for this one thing specifically. I don't know if you know this, but if Ricky picked the, I'll use that as an example right now. So Ricky picked up the 1 kill on the Aatrox there, then tried to get that kill on the Graves. At that point, he had 2 kills, but because the bounty never went immediately, Graves never got a bounty from it. All he did was get the 300 gold that you get from a single kill. So it does work out a little bit in his favor.
Yeah. Ooh, Enthralled forced the flash, though, as you can see Rafa putting down the pressure, but Alonso in trouble once again. It's going to be the Ultra Shock lasers zoning him out. Sarah not going to be able to collect that one. Bakery Boy forced the flash as well. It's going to be this Ashe chasing them down. These auto attacks are so difficult to deal with the slows. Actually, shield going to come through as well, but Saranok, last auto attack will clean that one up. Knockup from Rafa going to land. It's going to be a kill picked up by Rafa on to Trevor once again, but you can see how much damage Rafa's taking. Rock Boom's taken as well. Ricky has moved all the way down for this.
No.
Will they be able to collect this up in time? On a ward is Enthralled as well. Here comes Alonso moving forward, able to pick up 1, able to pick up 2 are the Saints, as DMK should be able to quick draw over this wall. Might be looking for the fight, will not be the case. Ricky not going to be able to confirm it, but my goodness, what an active early game from these two teams.
I'm not entirely sure why the bot lane decided to move up there. If you know that your jungler's in a really bad spot at that moment, I would just try and save myself so then I don't give as much gold to the enemy team. But it did work out a little bit in Saint's favor. Ricky did pick up a 300 gold shutdown, I believe, and the 300 gold initially from the kill. So that is 600 more gold in his pocket. But I don't know. That was a really risky thing for Saints to do. Rockboom also did walk away with 2 assists. Sadly, he didn't pick up a kill, but Zeri did on the other hand. So it doesn't. It's a really weird spot that Saints were put in that fight.
Yeah, it's definitely an odd play overall. I think that we'll definitely have to see some active play here, knowing that Enthrall does not have flash. You're trying to take advantage of that with a little bit of a cheeky lane play. Enthrall shouldn't be pushing up here, but seems like they will. The dash is going to be canceled out. It's going to be lots of damage coming through, but the Ghost, once again, this Zeri so difficult to lock down.
Yeah, Zeri with Ghost, including her E's, already insane, and it's just gonna be a really hard game for Saints to fight until they hit that level 6. Varus does pop off his ulti here and is able to pick up a kill. Old Pal, did he Hex Flash over that wall?
Yeah, it looks like Trevor took Hex Flash on Ashe as well. All the tech coming through. I mean, realistically, there's some really good runes in that inspiration tree. While the Glacial Augment may not be ideal, you still get a lot of use out of Hex Slash, you get approach velocity, you get the free boots as well if you opt for that, or in this case, the Dematerializer, and has Spectral Sickle.
I'm a little bit, like, listen, I'm not gonna say anything
Ultimate
about...
Bravery?
Sorry?
Is it Ultimate Bravery? That's the real question. Did they just RNG
Oh
their
my
rune?
god, I forgot that website existed! Ultimate Bravery, for anybody at home who doesn't know, it is a website that is like free to use, it doesn't matter. And you just put in what role you want to play, or you can literally just say, give me a random champion, give me a random build and runes, and I'll play it in a game. And it's so annoying.
It's really fun. It's like, it is the go-to league drinking game if you do that.
That's you just gave me such a good idea.
That's the best way to play Ultimate Bravery.
Look at him! Come on, that's not okay!
I mean, he does a little bit of damage there. Bakery Boy is going to be more confused than anything at that one. But once again, look at this jungle pressure coming through from Fisher. They're just taking over Alonso's jungle, preventing him from getting a red buff this game thus far, and just continuing to hurt. You can see the damage coming down onto Rafa. There's no way they can fight this. This Caitlyn, a little bit too far behind right now.
Yeah, I'm really wondering what the what Saints will do in this instance here. Alonso is going to try and pick up a little bit of gold here, but not able to do much. This Old Pal's just playing so aggressive, and listen, I hate Ashe support, but he's playing it to like its max capability right now. They are looking like they're setting up a dive here, possibly. We'll see what happens. Rakan doesn't have level 6 yet, from what I've seen. So he's not really able to stop a dive from happening, sadly.
Yeah, look at all the damage that's coming through. You can just see how annoying this double-ranged bot lane is. Meanwhile, top side, Bajani got to be careful. DMK looking for the dive on bot side, though. Rafa taking so much damage. Who's tanking? It's actually Trevor who's going to be tanking up so many of those shots. Rafa going back in, gets a little bit of a heal. Able to clear that through onto Rockboom as well to make sure they get the heal. Oh my goodness, it's not going to land as they're living with a sliver of health. Will they be able to walk out at this one? The Varus is moving down as well from Serenok. Rockboom looking for as much damage as possible. DMK down to a sliver of health, but he hits level 6 as well. The collateral damage will finish that one off as Dragonman Kim gets a double kill just a little bit too late, a little bit too much control on the bottom side from the side of Fisher.
Don't worry, all the fighting is not over as Alonso and Ricky go in on the Aatrox here. They're both taking turret, they might die, but they do make it out alive and is able to pick up the kill on the Aatrox there. Dude, these dives got so interesting, so fast, and so chaotic at the same time. Yes. I don't know what I just watched.
Somehow both dives end up working out, despite Alonso not yet being level 6, and despite not only Trevor, but DMK taken down to double-digit HP this game on a knife's edge. But once again, Fisher controlling this bottom side of the map, getting so much of an advantage for themselves, making it so difficult for Alonso to get any sort of grounds. Interestingly enough, look at the build that we see from this Diana. It's actually going for the AP build. We're not going to see the Sunfire come through, especially with the alternator already completed, unless this is some crazy Shadow Flame rush.
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Yeah.
You have to stop letting the Ashe walk in the jungle, boys. Come on.
What is this Diana build? Actually, that is
the Diana build.
Yeah, it is Rocket Belt, I think, or Night Harvester.
Those items can either go into Rocket Belt or Night Harvester.
Yeah. As we can see the flash burn from Serenok in that mid lane. Ricky going to be trying to exert their pressure now in the mid lane. It's going to be Chain of Corruption, not going to land. DMK now in a little bit of trouble. This is a fed Yasuo. You've got to be careful. Quick draw out, going to be able to keep them alive. Once again, so much action, 14 kills in the first 10 minutes of this one. These two teams just love fighting.
They do.
Oh my goodness, it's going to be a knockup coming through onto Serenok as well. Ricky going to find their 5th kill.
Jesus. Dude, Ricky, every single time I see him play Yasuo, he always does this. You look at him like, damn, he's playing Yasuo. I hate that champion. It doesn't matter. Flash coming through to avoid the Diana ulti. Ulti also coming through for the Zeri. Extra movement speed and more damage coming through. So, it's... Dude, I can't even talk right now because of how frustrating this is to watch.
Yeah, and Thrall just able to do so much damage now. Rafa in trouble. Gonna have to try and find a way out of this one. Grand Entrance might be enough to keep them alive. Actually going to pop the quickness to be able to escape as well. But yeah, as you were saying, the shutdown going over to Zeri here. And Thrall now 3-1-3 after slower start to this one compared to last game. Is just being a big pain in the side. Side note, Rakan passive becomes useful there. Rafa's able to finish the reset.
I know, like, there's so much stuff going on in these last 2 games. It makes our brains hurt a little bit. But we do see Aatrox going in with the pull on the Victor here, and it's just able to kill Bakery Boy off really fast. Come on, man! Rocco was just trying to farm under his turret.
He's already dead, but actually Ricky gonna come through. It's gonna be a kill picked up by Alonso already here. Chain of Corruption gonna land. That's a great Keyblade coming through. That's a double picked up by Ricky Lafleur, and that's a clip for the highlight reel. Old Pal trying to run away. Level 5 on this Ashe, not quite able to finish it. Alonso dashing in a little bit too aggressively, will not end up falling, but that's a lot of damage. What a crazy turn of events. This is Ricky LaFleur versus the world.
I need to sit down. This is a game that we're watching. That was a great play by Ricky there, and he was able to pick up the 2 kills. And I believe a couple shutdowns there too. Ralph is gonna try. He wants this Ashe. He's sick and tired of this Ashe.
Yeah, finds the kill with the extra ignite. It's a lot of damage that comes through from the grand entrance. The MK gonna try and play defense here, but looks like Rafa is gonna have enough health to be able to walk out of that one clean and clear. It's gonna be Dragon though, picked up by the side of St. Clair, as they're feeling pretty good about this state of the game right now. They are behind, but it's closer than last game at this point.
Yeah, this. Oh, I don't know, man. We Saints are down 2K in, or no, 3K. I can count. They are down 3K in gold at the moment, but honestly, the kills are really evening out here. Alonso was finally able to pick up a little bit of CS, and of course, Ricky's just gonna do Ricky things, you know.
As expected, Ricky has all the gold for St. Clair. The rest of the map looking a little bit rough everywhere else. I mean, you see 1,200 gold difference in the jungle. There's about 2,500 gold in the mid lane as well, alongside the K.5, about 2,000 in the ADC as well. So it's just really difficult to fight without Ricky being there, but the long-range enchanted crystal arrow will land. Bakery Boy, there's no escaping that one, unless you're actually able to trade it out. The heal comes through from Trevor, saving the Aatrox. Minion damage coming through, but just a little bit too much healing. Oh, the Ace gonna land DMK! Trolls his top laner. There's the Emotisol to finish it off, but it's a one traded back. Rockboom gets on the board.
I want to hear the comms after that Caitlyn ulti right now. Just to see, like, I'm just curious. We do have to see the recon going in here. 2 ultis coming out from St. Clair in order to pick up the kill on the Varus here. Alonso's gonna go in ult on the, I believe that was
Graves.
You know, that was a lot of damage.
A lot of damage really quickly, and St. Clair able to get that kill lead. Once again, gold lead still not going to be in their favor, but as we said, all of these fights centered around Ricky LaFleur. Every single time they want to fight, they are turning to their main man in the top lane. Fed out of their mind at this point. 8-2-1 on the Yasuo. This is the Yasuo on the enemy team.
Yeah, you could, like, the only thing that I am concerned about for St. Clair here, actually, we're just going to have to wait a second. We do see the enchanted arrow coming through. It does land on Alonso. Alonso might have to give up here. He does not have Zhonya's yet. Ricky is going to come in from around the corner and try and do a little bit of damage, and that does pop here. Rafa might make it out alive. It seems like that will be the case. We'll see what happens here. He does get the heal off, so he is going to be A-okay. Ricky is going to try and fight a little bit more. He does have his tornado up. We'll see if he can pop his ulti yet again, but he does have to flash away in order to save himself and his bounty.
Yeah, this is a crazy game overall. I mean, Ricky just trying to defend that bounty with all that it's worth. I mean, 2,500 gold separates them. Gonna increase a little bit here. Realistically, it is Ricky versus the world. It is so difficult to find any fights around anyone else. 2 items complete on this Yasuo at 14.5 minutes into this one. 1 completed on Alonso, nothing much else across the rest of the board. I think that was Rockboom just completing their Gale Force. So there's just so much going in favor of Fisher once again, and it all comes down to their macro play. But it's going to be an engage coming through onto Enthrall. The Zeri taken down so low, but able to steal away the shield from Alonso. Means that they're able to survive. It's going to be another kill picked up by Bajani. Now World Ender going to come through. Rockboom between that Darken and the wall. Not going to be able to escape. DMK finds their 4th kill of the game. And just a little bit of an overextension. You don't have Ricky there, you don't have your main man, you can't win those fights in that situation.
That fight could not have gone worse for St. Clair. Luckily, they didn't give up any bounties, but that is another 600 gold going over to Fisher College. Bakery Boy is going to get invaded by the Graves here, but Ricky taking care of things mid lane. He is going to knock up. He actually is going to go on the Varus here, trying to pick up the kill with his ultimate, but is not able to in time. This is such an action-packed game of League, and I'm happy that we have it, but what I was trying to say earlier, I was just a little bit concerned that Ricky has 8 of the 14 kills from St. Clair right now. It's a lot of gold on one champion, and we know that he is the carry for this match. Ricky's gonna cut me off again by going in on this Aatrox. Diana is right around the corner. Rakan is gonna able to get his knockup off and pick up a kill again for Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky just firing on all cylinders here. DMK actually might have to give up this Herald as well with 4 members in the area. Doesn't seem like they're going to be able to pick that up. Yes, you get the local gold for it. You get the gold for killing it, but you won't actually pick up that objective. So at least St. Clair able to reply to that. Going to mean that you don't get anything extra off of the Rift Herald. Granted, with plates gone, it's a less valuable... Oh, never mind. Trevor's just able to walk up and pick it up, but yeah, Ricky actually going to be going in here. The shield's stolen away by Enthralled already. They're going aggressive. There's the knockup, though. This area went too far! And Bakery Boy going to be able to find their first kill of the game. They're going to rotate right over to that dragon.
I can't even lie. If I was that Zeri, I would do the exact same thing. And I'd be found in the exact same situation. Be like, oh, you know what? I'm strong. I can take this. No, you can't. You're going to get CC chained and it's not going to be fun. It's an ADC thing, man. You just can't.
It's a 9-2 Yasuo. You know, it's so hard to resist. And actually, it's going to be the dragon advantage. Continuing for St. Clair. There's 2 kills going over, but the long-range Enchanted Crystal Arrow, they've landed so much damage, and Ricky gets shut down. Going to go over to Saranaka as well, and just a little bit too far. No wind wall available. Gonna make it difficult to escape that one. Look how they're pushing forward, though. DMK pushing aggressively onto Rafa, taking a lot of damage, though. Burning down with the Ignite. Will it be enough? No, it's going to be Bajani able to collect that one up. Oh, it just missed as well, as it's not going to be enough from Rockboom over the wall. Look at the damage taken by Bakery Boy as well. Alonzo almost drawn back in, but Chaos Storm going to come through. Going to try and dissuade this fight as well, but so much damage taken by this Victor. Old Pal behind the tower here. Trevor looking to get as much poke as possible. They're going to try and escape, but it's going to be difficult. Lots of damage taken, though, as Saranok in the area as well. Chain of Corruption not quite online, so it looks like everyone will just back off.
Now, this is exactly what I was trying to get at earlier. All the kills are on Ricky. Ricky does the most damage out of everybody on the team for Saints right now. So if he's out of a team fight, it's gone. It's done for the team fight. There's not much more that they can do. Ricky does not care, man. Look at him go in on this poor Zeri here. Zeri does have to use Flash and Ghost in order to get away from it and try and kite Ricky out. And it does seem to be working in his favor. Ricky does pop the ulti over the wall, trying to pick up the kill on Graves. They are successful. He dodges the enchanted arrow with a sliver. A sliver. It wasn't even a sliver. It was a pixel that he dodged that by.
That was close at that. It is traded back as Alonso goes down to Bajani once again. A story of top laners in this game thus far. Rift Herald, though, popped by Trevor on the bottom side. Gonna collect 2 turrets at the end of it, but a little bit of an overextension here. Trevor's got to be careful. Rafa gonna have to use that quickness to get out of there, though. A little bit too much kiting potential coming through from the 280 carries there. Saranok, though, got to be careful. Old Pal doesn't have much in the tank to escape this one. Ricky is a man on a mission. He's gonna be looking for this one. Has that flash up in a little bit. Rafa looking around this side. Gonna try and find that knock up with the grand entrance, but no way in. Flash just coming up off of cooldown as well. Lots of damage taken as Rafa now forced to the hills, but another wave coming here. Will Ricky be able to find this? Just a long goose chase every single time. My goodness, this game never relents.
It's so
insane. Oh my goodness, Rafa gonna find a 2-man knockup coming through with the grand entrance. Will go down for their efforts, but it is Ricky. It's the Ricky show coming through. They're gonna find the Steel Tempest 3 going down into Grand Enchanted Crystal Arrow once again. Goes over the wall, finds 3 at the end of that fight, and St. Clair turned that one on a dime. It's gonna be Bajani falling down in the jungle as well, and the Saints refuse to give up.
That was insane by Ricky. He knows exactly what his limits are in this fight, and that's what makes it so good. That's what, like, he's just so strong. He knows exactly what he's doing. Alonso's going to go in and ult the Zeri, and it's just another kill for Ricky. He is now 13-3. What are you going to do against that?
What are you going to do against that? What do you do with that? That is the main question.
Exactly.
We look at this Yasuo. 3 completed items now building towards a Death's Dance to be even more difficult. St. Clair, you can't say they aren't stubborn. They're not relenting against this LoL runner-up. This is such a strong team, and they have shown up with their game plan ready to play.
Now, we know that the gold difference at the top right now is 3K towards Fisher College. They do have 3K more than Saints. I'm going to wait a second because I think Rocco is going to do something cheeky here. Diana's going to come around the corner. Cleanse is going to come through for the Kaylin, and they are going to be able to pick up the extra kill on Old Pal, who just overstepped his boundaries quite a bit. Honestly, at this point, Old Pal, I feel like he wants to be aggressive, just as aggressive as he was early game, but it's really hard because Saints are in the spot now where it's like, okay, we can... No!
Going over the wall. That's what happens when you run into a 13-kill Yasuo. Do not proceed at that point. I think you just sort of give that one up. But, yeah, 14-3-3. Ricky saying, I want kills. I want all of them. Every single one I can get.
The fact that, like, that death happened so fast, we weren't even able to say anything about it.
Oh my goodness, Rafa
is insane.
Side. Gonna look for the quickness, gonna get that knock up as well. Great setup for Rock Boom Ace in the hole, completes that one as well. It's That's going to be another kill picked up by the Saints, and you can just see every single time they're finding an extra pick, an extra couple of kills. That's going to push them towards this Baron, start to even up this game. Rafa, no ultimate, though. You know, there is very few ultimates available. Serenok has that Chain of Corruption. It's always a threat. This is such a dangerous Baron. Baron taken down to 8,000 health. You can see they don't really want to commit for that. That's going to be the Enchanted Crystal Arrow over the wall. Dodging away from the Chain of Corruption is Rafa as well. Ricky is here as well to clean up old pal. Trevor will fall once again. Serenok, no way to steal this unless they get a crazy piercing arrow over the wall. The smite has to be true here. It's going to be secured by Bakery Boy of all people. A little bit scary, but the knockup comes through once again. But Johnny is removed from existence. It's Baron for the Saints and 2 kills on the way out. And Thrall's going to move forward aggressively. Rafa lives with a sliver of health once again. Alonso looking for the damage, but it's so scary fighting against this Zeri in the jungle. You got to be very careful. Everyone's going to try and reset here, but this game does not relent. My goodness, we can't get a breath.
Like, I don't have any words for like the last 5 minutes that we just watched. Saints randomly pulled this out of the bag, and yes, we did notice it from the team comps that this was going to be a possible outcome. But because of how rough the early game was, it would be so hard to get to this point, and Saints pulled it off. That just no.
Rafa, where are you going? Right into the backline. Actually going to charm up. The Zeri is going to be removed from existence as well. Rafa finds a kill for themselves. They take the support tax, and now over to this dragon. This is sole point for the side of St. Clair. They're going to be able to put themselves on that 5-minute timer now, put onto Fisher for them to get their act together, because all of a sudden that gold lead they had in the early game, it's vanished.
Actually, I do really want to see the goal difference between Ricky and Aatrox here. Dude, come on.
That's a lot of gold. That's like 5K.
I'm too busy giggling and I can't even talk about it. Ricky is around 4K above of Aatrox here. Dude, it doesn't matter. We can't even get a word in about what we're seeing because every fight's coming out right now. Aatrox is trying to fight for his life against Alonso and Rafa here. He is looking like he's going to fall to Ricky as everybody else on his team. Dude, Saints pulled this out of the bag. It was so incredible to watch, and it looks like they are going to try and close out the game here. I'm not sure, though, because I don't think that might be the move, in all honesty.
They still have Baron for another minute or so here. You can see pushing forward aggressively. 2 members still down. They're going to try and push for it. Ricky gets rooted up here. Got to be careful. And Thrall coming through with that ultimate. Got to be so careful. But Rafa into the backline. 2-man knockup. No ultimate to follow up. Bakery Boy, though, comes forward with the aggressive flash. DMK now trying to fight. He's 1v5 for the time being. It's going to be collateral damage. Almost taking down Rock Boom. And it seems like the play might be to escape. DMK takes the Hex Gate, though. Ricky is there. He's ready to answer. Will there be enough damage? DMK just trying to play with his food a little bit here. Might end up going down for it. A little bit too much damage. Alonso's able to clean that one up. And Thrall's going to gale force forward as Rock Boom goes down, but it is traded back in return. Ricky, very low. Not sure if they want to push their advantages too far here. 30 seconds left on Baron. It might just push in one more wave, but it's actually Bajani behind enemy lines here.
Ricky
Can't win top. Trying to
ulti.
go aggressive onto Alonso. Another knockup. Another ultimate coming through as the Yasuo ultimate is so low at this stage. A great wind wall as well, gonna block up all that Ashe damage. The volley will not connect, and that's gonna be another kill picked up for Ricky. 16, 3, and 6. My goodness, this guy is popping off.
Okay, another funny thing that I want to point out. I kept hearing this last game, so I'm not sure how much League you play compared to me. I play it like almost every day, so the little tiny noises I always hear and I notice them. I can hear like people pinging each other in the chat, and it sounds like they are just constantly pinging Ricky because it's every time after they get a kill.
Question mark things, yeah.
Like, oh my god, Saints are playing amazing right now. Where was this the first game?
I feel like in the first game it was the team comp that sort of fell by the wayside here, but now you see this Yasuo who is effectively full build at this point, 25 minutes into the game. Oh, this is a lot to deal with. This is what a game. What a game coming through from Saints. They just need to close it out, and that's where things get difficult. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, no caster curse at this point, but my goodness, it is getting close. Rafa gonna go aggressive onto DMK. Gonna dodge away from it, just barely.
Now, I also want to point out, look how many kills there are overall in the game.
Too many.
It's too many, yeah. In 25 minutes.
There's more than 2 kills a minute as Chain of Crystal Arrow gonna land onto Bakery Boy. Bakery Boy barely gonna be able to stay alive, actually, but Ricky's gonna go in that backline. This is how strong this Yasuo is. 1 knockup, and you're able to turn it around. 17th kill. He has half of St. Clair's kills. He has 4 less than the entire side of Fisher at this point.
If we don't interview Ricky after this game...
There's another one.
I need to interview Ricky after this game.
DMK's behind them. Will he be able to find anything? I don't know if you really want to fight that. Rock Boom taking so much damage, though, but it will not be enough. 19th kill of the game. Ricky LaFleur is having himself a game, and Thrall has to be careful. Ooh, almost a really nice Steel Tempest 3 going to be able to land. Teleport going to come bot lane. Bakery Boy is here as well. They're trying to sequester in Enthralled, but Enthralled going to be running for the hills. Damage from the Victor starting to ramp up at this stage. Might have had a little bit of a quiet game, but still, nonetheless, it's still Victor in the later stages.
For sure.
No health on Enthralled. Not a whole lot they can do. Another 5 seconds on Bajani, another 15 seconds on DMK. It's going to be at least another inhibitor.
This, listen, I understand completely Saints going mid lane to get that second inhib, but honestly, I would have just preferred if they went to go back through bot lane. They took off 3 people from Fisher College's team. Why not just try and close the game out there? I know it might be a little bit risky. Zeri was extremely low, so that'd just be another kill in the bag for Ricky, and they could have just ended the game right there. And I want to know why they didn't.
Maybe just a little bit worried about their win conditions, over pushing a little bit too much. If you look at the bounties coming through,
True.
the gold lead is not as big as it seems. It is only 5,000 gold, and a lot of that is still centered around Ricky here. You don't want to push too far, especially when the rest of the map is still just a little bit behind. But as you can see, everything's starting to even out a little bit here. Bakery Boy has finally come into their own here, looking towards that third item at the same time as Saranok here. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, Navori Quickblade's built by Zeri. That's an item we see like once every 200 games maybe. It's not something we see very often.
Yeah. Also, was it worth BMing us with the Varus mid? Huh? It's our Varus mid. Leave him alone.
As
It's
you
our
can see,
pick.
it's possibly a soul for Baron trade here, but DMK going to take a whole bunch of damage. Actually, it's going to be Trevor taking the brunt of that. It's going to be collected up, but a Enchanted Crystal Arrow, you got to be careful about this fight. I don't know if they have enough damage. They're not going to be looking for this Baron quite yet, but Ricky is here. He's here to play. Lots of damage taken by Bakery Boy as the Blight was fully stacked up. They're trying to get out of this one. Rafa flashing forward. That's going to be Ricky into the back lane. That's another kill picked up from him. That might be a double kill picked up on a DMK. Another knockup coming through. It's just a slaughter in the jungle. Picked up for the side of St. Clair. 3 kills picked up. Meanwhile, Aatrox is still trying to deal with the base. It is just Trevor. It is just Bajani against the world, and St. Clair look to end it here.
I'm praying that Saints just push this Aatrox, pick up the last kill if needed, or sorry, the last 2 kills. They can win this. Come on, Saints. That's it. That's it. He's gone. You can just end the game, close it out. No worries at all. Amazing gameplay from Ricky this game. Let's go, St. Clair securing the second game in the bag, meaning, Adam, this will be going to a game 3.
I get to say the line here. Folks, we've got a series on our hands.
Yay!
Fisher College, 21 kills. Ricky LaFleur, 21 kills.
Just a moment of silence for... for Fisher College there. Listen, I know I'm just BMing, and why are you looking at me like that? Come on.
Honestly,
what else can we say?
I'm down for the BM at this point because Fisher, they left the Yasuo open. This is what we were saying.
Yeah.
We said, Lux ban, Morgana ban.
Yep.
Cool if you want to shut down Rock Boom. Who's the carry? Who wants to,
Very, very true.
just slap it on the table, say, this is what I'm here to do. This is what I'm here to play. Pulls out the Yasuo and just a fantastic performance. Rafa as well, honestly, I think has to get that runner-up for MVP if we're going to give one for this game because of how many times they were just able to engage onto the backline. My goodness.
We don't even have to comment on it. The scoreboard speaks for itself. This is absolutely insane. Just I honestly, it was just funny to me that Fisher College was like, you know what, we're going to pick the AP Varus mid this game, and we're going to see how we do with it. And Saints looked them in the eyes and said, okay.
Yasuo.
They're like, what are you going to do about it now? Yeah. Honestly, amazing gameplay from Ricky. And honestly, not even just Ricky. It was the entire team that came together to set him up for those kills. So we do have to give recognition to our other players as well. They were the ones who helped... Oh, my ears! They were the ones who set Ricky up for those amazing kills. And we couldn't ask for anything more from that game. We are going to go to a game 3. And I'm pretty sure we are going to take a few minute break. So we will see you guys in a few minutes. Don't worry, soak in the win. Saints, you guys got this. I have to go on my tippy toes so that I match your height.
One more. That's all they need.
But we got this, Saints. And we'll be back with you when we're in game 3. Protect their red buff, which good thing that happened, but I'm really wondering what the outcome of this is here.
This is just a very interesting early game. You know, they're just really fighting over this red buff, looking for as much control as possible.
Oh my god.
Realistically, this is sort of playing into St. Clair's hands because they want to fight, but look at this. Already Ricky looking for as much damage on to Majani as possible. Gonna flash forward. That's going to be first blood for the Yasuo on top side. Top diff. That's why you can't win top.
Let's go, Ricky. You saw them BMing you with the... So it does work out a little bit in his favor.
Yeah. Ooh, enthralled force the flash, though. As you can see, Rafa putting down the pressure, but Alonso in trouble once again. It's going to be the Ultra Shock laser zoning him out. Sarah not going to be able to collect that one. Bakery Boy forced the flash as well. It's going to be this Ashe chasing them down. These auto attacks are so difficult to deal with the slows. Actually, shield going to come through as well, but Saranok, last auto attack will clean that one up. Knockup from Rafa going to land. It's going to be a kill picked up by Rafa on to Trevor once again, but you can see how much damage Rafa's taking. Rock Boom's taken as well. Ricky has moved all the way down for this.
No.
Will they be able to collect this up in time on a ward to take advantage of that with a little bit of a cheeky lane play? Enthralled shouldn't be pushing up here, but seems like they will. The dash is going to be canceled out. It's going to be lots of damage coming through, but the Ghost, once again, this Zeri so difficult to lock down.
Yeah, Zeri with Ghost, including her E's, already insane, and it's just gonna be a really hard game for Saints to fight until they hit that level 6. Varus does pop off his ulti here and is able to pick up a kill. Old Pal, did he Hex Flash over that wall?
Yeah, it looks like Trevor took Hex Flash on Ashe as well. Coming through, you can just see how annoying this double ranged bot lane is. Meanwhile, top side, Bajani got to be careful. DMK looking for the dive on bot side, though. Rafa taking so much damage. Who's tanking? It's actually Trevor who's going to be tanking up so many of those shots. Rafa going back in, gets a little bit of a heal, able to clear that through onto Rock Boom as well to make sure they get the heal. Oh my goodness, it's not going to land as they're living with a sliver of health. Will they be able to walk out of this one? The Varus is moving down as well from Saranok. Rock Boom looking for as much damage as possible. DMK down to a sliver of health, but he hits level 6 as well. The collateral damage will finish that one off as Dragonman Kim gets a double kill just a little bit too late, a little bit too much control. Gonna be trying to exert their pressure now in the mid lane. It's gonna be Chain of Corruption, not gonna land. DMK now in a little bit of trouble. This is a fed Yasuo, you've got to be careful. Quick draw out, gonna be able to keep them alive. Once again, so much action, 14 kills in the first 10 minutes of this one. These two teams just love fighting.
They do.
Oh my goodness, it's gonna be a
knockup
coming through onto Saranok as well. Ricky gonna find their 5th kill.
Jesus. Dude, Ricky, every single time I see him play Yasuo, he always does this. You look at him like, damn, he's playing Yasuo. I hate that champion. It doesn't matter. Flash coming through to avoid...
Recon passive becomes useful there. Rafa's able to finish the reset.
I know, like, there's so much stuff going on in these last 2 games. It makes our brains hurt a little bit. But we do see Aatrox going in with the pull on the Victor here, and it's just able to kill Bakery Boy off really fast. Come on, man! Rocco was just trying to farm under his turret.
He's already dead, but actually Ricky gonna come through. It's gonna be a kill picked up by Alonso already here. Chain of Corruption gonna land. That's a great Keyblade coming through. That's a double picked up by Ricky Lafleur, and that's a clip for the highlight reel. Old Pal trying to 100 gold difference in the jungle. There's about 2,500 gold in the mid lane as well, alongside the K.5, about 2,000 in the ADC as well. So it's just really difficult to fight without Ricky being there, but the long-range enchanted crystal arrow will land. Bakery Boy, there's no escaping that one unless you're actually able to trade it out. The heal comes through from Trevor, saving the Aatrox. Minion damage coming through, but just a little bit too much healing. Oh, he's gonna land. DMK trolls his top laner. There's the Emotus comes through from Trevor, saving the Aatrox. Minion damage coming through, but just a little bit too much healing. Oh, he's gonna land. DMK trolls his top laner. There's the Emotus to finish it off, but it's a one traded back. Rock Boom gets on the board.
I want to hear the comms after that Caitlyn ulti right now. Just to see, like, I'm just curious. We do have to see the recon going in here. 2 ultis coming out from St. Clair in order to pick up the kill on the Varus here. Alonso's gonna go in ult on the, I believe that was...
Graves.
You know?
Yeah, Ricky just firing on all cylinders here. GMK actually might have to give up this Herald as well with 4 members in the area. Doesn't seem like they're going to be able to pick that up. Yes, you get the local gold for it. You get the gold for killing it, but you won't actually pick up that objective. So at least St. Clair able to reply to that. Going to mean that you don't get anything extra off of the Rift Child. Granted, with plates gone, it's a less valuable Oh, never mind. Trevor's just able to walk up and pick it up, but yeah, Ricky actually going to be going in here. The shield's stolen away by Enthralled already. They're going aggressive. There's the knock-up, though. This area went too far! And Bakery Boy going to be able to find their first kill of the game. They're going to
Trying to get at earlier. All the kills are on Ricky. Ricky does the most damage out of everybody on the team for Saints right now. So if he's out of a team fight, it's gone. It's done for the team fight. There's not much more that they can do. Ricky does not care, man. Look at him go in on this poor Zeri here. Zeri does have to use Flash and Ghost in order to get away from it and try and kite Ricky out. It does seem to be working in his favor. Ricky does pop the ulti over the wall, trying to pick up the kill on Graves. They are successful. He dodges the enchanted arrow with a sliver. A sliver. It wasn't even a sliver. It was a pixel that he dodged that bucket.
That was close at that. It is traded back. Flash just coming up off of cooldown as well. Lots of damage taken as Rafa now forced to the hills, but another wave coming here. Will Ricky be able to find this? Just a long goose chase every single time. My goodness, this game never relents.
It's so
my goodness, Rafa gonna find a two-man knockup coming through with the grand entrance. Will go down for their efforts, but it is Ricky. It's the Ricky show coming through. Now you're gonna find the Steel Tempest 3 going down. It's a Grand Shannon Crystal Arrow once again. Goes over the wall. Punch 3 at the end of that fight. And St. Clair turned that one on a dime. It's gonna be Bajani falling down in the jungle as well. And the Saints refuse to give up. But it is Ricky. It's the Ricky show coming through. Now you're gonna find the Steel Tempest 3 going down. It's a Grand Shannon Crystal Arrow once again. Goes over the wall. Punch 3 at the end of that fight. And St. Clair turned that one on a dime. It's gonna be Bajani falling down in the jungle as well. And the Saints refuse to give up.
That was insane by Ricky. He knows exactly what his limits are in this fight, and that's what makes it so good. That's what, like, he's just so strong. He knows exactly what he's doing. Alonso's gonna go in and ult the Zeri, and it's just another kill for Ricky. He is now 13 and 3. What are you gonna do against that?
A threat. This is such a dangerous Baron. Baron taken down to 8,000 health. You can see they don't really want to commit for that. That's going to be the Enchanted Crystal Arrow over the wall. Dodging away from the Enchanted Corruption is Rafa as well. Ricky is here as well to clean up Old Tal. Trevor will fall once again. Serenok, no way to steal this unless they get a crazy piercing arrow over the wall. The smite has to be true here. It's going to be secured by Bakery Boy of all people. A little bit scary, but the knockup comes through once again. But Johnny is removed from existence. It's Baron for the Saints and 2 kills on the way out. And Thrall's going to move forward aggressively. Rafa lives with a sliver of health once again. Alonso looking for the damage, but it's so scary fighting against this Zeri in the jungle. End up going down for it. A little bit too much damage. Alonso's able to clean that one up, and Thrall's going to gale force forward as Rock Boom goes down, but it is traded back in return. Ricky, very low. Not sure if they want to push their advantages too far here. 30 seconds left on Baron. It might just push in one more wave, but it's actually Bajani behind enemy lines here.
Ricky
Can't win top. Trying to go aggressive onto Alonso. Another knockup, another ultimate coming through as the Yasuo ultimate is so low at this stage. A great wind wall as well, gonna block up all that Ash damage. The volley will not connect, and that's gonna be another kill picked up for Ricky. 16, 3, and 6. My goodness, this guy's popping off. But my goodness, it is getting close. Rafa gonna go aggressive on to TMK. Gonna dodge away from it, just barely.
Now, I also want to point out, look how many kills there are overall in the game.
Too many.
It's too many, yeah. In 25 minutes.
There's more than 2 kills a minute as Enchanted Crystal Arrow gonna land onto Bakery Boy. Bakery Boy barely gonna be able to stay alive, actually, but Ricky's gonna go in that backline. This is how strong this Yasuo is. 1 knockup, and you're able to turn it around. 17th kill. He has half of St. Clair's kills. He has 4 less than the entire side of Fisher at this point.
Ward it in order to protect their red buff, which, good thing that happened, but I'm really wondering what the outcome of this is here.
This is just a very interesting early game. You know, they're just really fighting over this red buff, looking for as much control as possible.
Oh my god.
Realistically, this is sort of playing into St. Clair's hands because they want to fight, but look at this. Already Ricky looking for as much damage on to Bajani as possible. Gonna flash forward. That's gonna be first blood for the Yasuo on top side. Top diff. That's why you can't win top.
Let's go, Ricky. You saw them BMing you with the... So it does work out a little bit in his favor.
Yeah. Ooh, Enthralled forced the flash, though. As you can see, Rafa putting down the pressure, but Alonso in trouble. That was a series. That's how we're opening it. Yes, that was a series.
Out of my brain hurts.
It was, honestly, though, I think we can appreciate what St. Clair were able to bring to the table. Think about
100%.
how good of a team, Fisher, Bay State, whatever you want to call them, how good of a team they are, and the performance that you're able to put up against them whether, Bay State always says, oh, no, we're not serious about it.
Yeah.
That's what they said. Fisher probably going to say the same thing. No VM, of course. We'll keep it all real. But, of course, a really strong series coming through, coming from the Saints over both games, but, really coming to a head in that last one.
Yeah, honestly, I do want to put it in perspective for people who do play League and people who don't play League right now. This series alone has been so intense because, yes, St. Clair does have amazing players. We've seen them all season long so far, and we've even seen a couple of them the previous season. But one thing that was mentioned to me when I was speaking to the players earlier today was that all of Fisher College is players. They're all Challenger, from what I understand.
Yes.
And for people at home who don't play League, Challenger is, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it's 500 or top 500. Yeah, so top 300 players in a region. Think of that. Just think about that for a second. You have 5 people playing for a college that are all above, around the top 300 players in North America. That is insane.
Yeah. And this is also taking into account all the pro teams, all the amateur teams, all the other collegiate teams that are in the server as well. They are consistently always near the top there. They are an incredible team, and for St. Clair to take a game off them and potentially take the series off of them as well at this point, it is magical in a lot of ways, and I'm very curious to see what we see in Game 3, because you got to keep that momentum going now.
Yeah, you really do. Ricky, I'm hoping that he still has it in him to battle out one last win for the Saints. Obviously, me and Adam here are going to be a little bit biased and hope that Saints win. Cross our fingers. But honestly, I don't even know what to think because both teams have played extremely well. But it looks like we will be heading into draft here in a moment. Other than that, dude, the setups from St. Clair for that game, purely just for Ricky. I know that we did talk about how insane Ricky played that game and he did amazing, but it was all the setups that were needed. But right now we are going to head into draft. There it is. So, I'm a little bit curious to see if the bans are going to change. I'm not sure if I should expect a Yasuo ban or not, because it was such a strong pick, but it really depends on how the picks go in order.
Yeah, I think that overall we're going to have to see a different draft strategy come through from Fisher as well, because they were exposed on sort of just defaulting to Aatrox there. We saw the Yasuo was able to get first blood and snowball off of that. Was it the pick or was it the player? Jury's going to be out on that for a little bit. I'm sure they can go back to the VODs and say, hey, you know what? He kind of just messed up a couple of times there and it gave this Yasuo this lead, but at the same time, the champion was able to pilot it. The Zoe ban, don't think it's going to change in this situation.
Yeah, obviously. But also the Nunu ban yet again. And honestly, maybe it's just a hidden pick from Alonso that we mentioned the last time we had draft phase that we've tried to take a little bit of a look on the players' accounts, but every player, from my understanding, has an account that they play on, which is their main and that they use for tournaments, and then they also have a different account that they play on. We don't know which one is being looked at by Fisher College in order to determine bans for everybody. But we do see the Nunu ban and we do see the Graves ban. Now, Graves was played twice so far, I believe.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
I think this is good to sort of switch things up for St. Clair as well. They want to sort of take that tool away from DMK because every single game this Graves has had that agency to really put Alonso in the dirt in the early game. This is an interesting answer, though. The Diana going to get taken away instead of the Yasuo. It sort of takes away the enabler. In a lot of ways, Yasuo on its own is not that strong of a champion, but when you pair it with these knock-up supports, when you pair it with, the Diana as well, it makes it very difficult to deal with, meaning that if you ban out the Diana, you're sort of quasi-banning out Yasuo, making it less viable in that situation.
I'm wondering, well, of course, again, I'm not even going to talk about it. You know who's banned. It's Yumi. And then, of course, the Darius ban coming through again for Fisher College. I don't exactly remember what replaced the Diana ban, or what they replaced the Diana ban with.
I think it was the Sejuani that they banned out in games 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they pick it. That's the real question. Are they going to actually pick up the Sejuani, or was it just sort of a fake ban all along?
Yeah,
this Caitlyn, though, from Rockboom, it performed at the end of it. It was a difficult laning phase against the Zeri, but we'll see what they answer it with this time around. This makes a little bit more sense.
I don't want to watch this again. I don't want to watch Miss Fortune again. She's so strong right now, especially with all the buffs that she has received recently. She's played a lot in pro play from what I'm hearing. Then we do see the Lee Sin jungle, which I remember was mentioned that it might be a pick. It was always either the Graves or the Lee Sin that was mentioned. But this time we do get to see Lee Sin coming around. Then we have a support pick coming in, and I'm curious to how Fisher is going to reply to it because what I'm wondering is if the Saints picked the Thresh, because Thresh is very good into Lee Sin. He has that flay where if Lee Sin does land his Q, he can flay the Lee away from his team and save his team from possibly a disaster. But we do also see the LeBlanc pick coming in. LeBlanc. I have a love-hate relationship with her.
I think, especially if you want to blind pick something for Bakery Boy, this isn't the worst situation. We saw the LeBlanc come through last week as well, so it's definitely something they're very confident on. That as well as the Victor. This Ashe going to come through once again. Someone's not happy about it. I don't mind it as much, especially considering Trevor's gameplay, I think, was more so the issue. The pick itself was still quite good. We saw what the Enchanted Crystal Arrow was able to do in those isolated situations where it landed onto a key target. It was more so just Rafa's huge shields coming through, as well as Ricky's Wind Wall. That was to sort of get away from that in a lot of ways, to be able to disengage from those fights. But overall, I still think it's a strong pick, especially into something like a Thresh, where normally you're supposed to have that lane presence. All of a sudden, the Ashe makes it very difficult for you to walk up.
Yeah, then we do see the Poppy ban coming through from Fisher College, and honestly, I was a little bit confused at first, but then I realized that Poppy does just kind of screw over Lee Sin a bit if she does go jungle, or even if it's top, she still has that presence in team fights that could possibly change the fight in St. Clair's favor. But we do also see a Jace ban coming through. Jace, I'm wondering if it's just a pocket pick for Fisher College. I don't really see him in the meta that often. He is like a decently strong champion. Then finally, we do have the J4 ban from Fisher College. Again, oh wait, that changed
Switching
this time.
sides, yeah. It's also a pick that does really well into Lee Sin, specifically because you can just use your Flag and Drag when Lee Sin's going in on you. You can use it to sort of cancel out things, and you have a little bit more agency in your engages because you can EQ Flash. Makes it difficult for Lee Sin to be able to follow through with his resonating strikes there. Of course, these top lane bans are a little bit interesting, I want to say. They make sense because Bajani has a lot of these very strong fighter-style champions. As we've seen the Gwen come through for them before. We've seen this Fiora, this Jace come through. But the answer into the LeBlanc is a Vex, and that's going to make Bakery's Boy's life a little bit harder. And this is also a pocket pick from Sarah Knock.
Yeah, so for anybody who doesn't know at home what Vex does, as she is kind of new into League of Legends as of recent, I believe it was just I want to say a couple months ago that she was... No,
it was in the Ruined King event last year.
It's been a year?
It's been a long time. Vex has been in the game for a while.
All right,
I don't know if it was last year, but beginning of this year at the very least.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyways, Vex is a champion that if anybody does use a dash or a flash, she gets a stack and can fear them. Her entire kit's about fearing people, and fearing makes you run away in a random direction, doesn't matter. But we do see Ivern and Jax coming through for St. Clair. Honestly, I can't lie, I did take a little peek at the accounts. Alonso has actually been playing Ivern, and he's done crazy on it. So I'm really excited to see what he has to offer. Then we have Jax and Gragas going to show up in top lane, but it does look like we're going to be getting into game right now. And ooh, wait a minute, where are they all going? They're taking a little trip.
This is definitely a play that you can do with Ivern as well, just because you've got that root and the follow through at level 1. Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
I think they spotted it out already as Bajani just going to back off of this one, but already you can see a little bit more agency coming through from the side of the Saints here. They want to try and push their advantages, and Ivern's a champion that's really good at level 1 and kind of bad level 2, level 3, but oh my goodness, this is looking a little bit shaky already. This is going to be fun.
Bakery Boy did actually use his W to get a ward on that red buff. They do put a ward down. Ivern does get his root off. Lee Sin Q does follow through and go in. They're able to get a little bit of damage off. Ashe is going to get her W off, like always, slowing down Ricky. Please, Ricky, survive. The Lee Sin goes in again. Ricky does have to pop his stun to make sure no one else continues engaging on him. And it looks like it was just a little bit of gold that was traded back and forth between the teams. I know that anytime... oh, wait, no, she went Sickle.
Yeah, that means she's going to get a little bit of gold when she drops down a couple of those auto attacks. Yes, it is a little bit of gold going back over, but Alonso, once again, forced out of the jungle really early here, and this is worrisome on Ivern specifically because Ivern is all about sort of clearing quickly and making it happen. DMK, though, forced to flash away from Ricky's Counter-Strike. Look at where Trevor is positioned, though. He's just this old pal, just always just palling around, trying to find anything to be as annoying as possible, and already sort of finding out Alonso here, forces the flash out. DMK gonna end up drying that flash as well, but Ricky on the side here, this is gonna be a little bit challenging for Dragonman Kim to get away from, especially if they are able to follow it up, but Ricky in a little bit of trouble. There's so much fighting at these level 1s. The follow-through gonna come through on the Resonating Strike. That's gonna be first blood picked up by the Lee Sin, and this is the power of Lee Sin in that early game. Very strong at level 1 champion.
Lee Sin, I believe, is known as an early game champion, but one thing that I did want to point out is that Rocco is extremely pushed up in bot lane. I believe he does have such an advantage right now. It doesn't even matter. Old Pal's in his jungle right now, or coming around the edge of the jungle, picking up a kill on Alonso here. Alonso and Ricky are pretty much off the board at the moment. They don't have a lot of early game presence. Ricky is going to go in, try and find Old Pal here, but Lee Sin is around the corner with that blue buff, so it's possible that they do survive this. Heal's going to come through. Ricky does pick up the kill on Ashe. He's going to keep going on this Lee Sin. He is going to have to dash away in order to save his life there. This is already such an intense game, and it has only been 3 minutes.
Yeah, this game is starting off extremely aggressively. Rafa's going for a level 1 dive here onto Enthralled. They're gonna burn through that heal, I believe, on the Misfortune, but you know, Rockboom already pushing up, pushing that advantage as much as possible, taking away as much from this Misfortune as possible as well. Rockboom really gonna be the one to have to carry this one, because already you can see this game is substandard, to say the least.
Rocco was not happy that he wasn't able to do a lot last game, and he's here to show right now, right now, that he wants to be heard and seen in this game. Ashe is going to go forward. The hook is going to miss on the Ashe there, so no kill for Saints in the bot lane. But Ricky is going to get pushed in top here. It is a little bit of a rough spot for him right now. He is down about half the CS of Gragas, but it doesn't matter because it's Jax, and he's just going to go in with the stun and win that trade that they just had.
Looking at this play, though, oh my goodness. No. DMK once again sneaking around in the jungle, looking to try and invade Alonso as much as possible. This is the issue with Ivern. Your early levels are going to be so difficult to deal with. There's no answer coming through from the Saints as they were looking for a little bit of a cheese play. DMK going to find another kill here in this early game, and as you can see, this Ivern's farm tells the whole story. 1 camp and 1 ward has been collected, and it makes this so difficult. Rocco now forced to use that heal to get away from it. Old Pal is here. The hook not going to land. Rafa not going to be able to complete that one. DMK going between towers here, looking for even more, and it's gonna be Ashe tanking it up for now. Level up actually comes through for Rockboom. Keep him healthy as Trevor not going to really be able to complete the play. DMK, though, once again stalking around, looking for as much as possible. This Lee Sin already showing a vast difference compared to the Graves.
Alonso is sitting around Rocco bot lane for a moment just to make sure that he can get out of that turret dive safely. Ricky is going to push up a little bit here, trying to get a little bit CS, trying to even it out. They both are at 20, but after Guy gets this wave, he is going to be back ahead of Ricky. Honestly, Saints are just in a very rough spot right now. Alonso being down 2 kills, actually 3 kills, but he did end up dying twice. It's just a really rough spot. We know how Old Pal is going to play this out. He's going to be constantly in the jungle running around. You can actually see on the mini-map right now, he is running to top lane. Yes. And it's going to be a pain to try and figure out what the move is what the move is for this game, but I don't know, because it seems like Fisher College, their team scales a little bit more. Lee Sin does fall off later on in the game, I believe. But I'm not 100% sure, because people have been going that weird Eclipse build. Yeah,
I think that especially with Lee Sin, once you get to that late game, you can become more of a kick bot. You look to start that fight off, and that's really all you get for yourself. Interesting note, Old Pal has Halo Blades this game, doesn't have the Dematerializer, doesn't have Glacial. I believe it's because game 1 they played Thresh. They had their Thresh runes for game 2. And that's why they had the missed runes. So is that the reason why they lost? It's a factor in it, but nonetheless, they've got the right runes this time around, and already you can see their performance showing a little bit more. Alonso, though, on this top side of the map, going to try and look onto Ricky here, but Ricky already a full level down onto this Gragas. Ricky going to have to run for the hills at this one. Why is Old Pal top lane? Only Fisher knows, because Ricky going to get sequestered, and once again, it's going to be But Trevor picking up their second kill of the game, but bot side here trying to punish onto Enthralled. They have to try and make this dive work. The trap gonna land actually. Lots of damage coming through. The hook comes through. Rafa gotta be careful though. Rafa will collect that kill, but they will get taken down by the minions. Just barely. As Enthralled gonna be able to turn one back around. But a huge wave missed here as Rockboom continues to pound down on that turret.
I'm sorry, I just giggling at the B emote right when he ended up dying to minions there. It was such perfect timing and it looked just hilarious for us to see. But we do see it. Bakery Boy, whoa! Aggressive flash from the Vex here onto LeBlanc, but Alonso is going to land the stun. Bakery Boy is gonna... Nope, Alonso picks up the kill, but Bakery Boy does lose his life to the Ignite there. Lee Sin was just around the corner, and it looks like he might be... Oh, nope, I lied. He is not fighting the Alonso yet, but he is pushing in the minions just to make sure that the wave does reset for his laner.
Yeah, you can see DMK just tempting fate a little bit here, trying to go as aggressive as possible, but doesn't want to get caught out. Rafa not going to be able to land that death sentence, but already you can see with those boots of swiftness, looking to roam around as much as possible. Also the best boot option into the Ashe here. They're going to try and fight this 2v1, but DMK very strong at this stage. Doesn't want to take it. A little bit too worried about those base damages. Will get over the wall with the ward hop and the blast plan.
Now, I am really concerned because, yes, it is really good that Saints are defending their jungle. I'm going to have to wait a second because Rafa went in and flashed onto this Ashe and picks up a kill for Rockboom. The Lee Sin and Misfortune are going to have to walk away, but it's too late. Bakery Boy does come in, not able to get any damage off. Up in top lane, Gragas does ult Ricky underneath the turret. Ricky does have to pop ulti himself, which gives him a bunch of resistances and the stun in order to get away from the fight. Now, I was going to say that it's a little bit concerning that Saints are covering the jungle so much, which I get completely because Alonso does need to get his CS. But doing that, you're leaving Rocco by himself, and against Ashe and Misfortune, that's such an easy way to just pick up a dive because they both just need to land their ultis, and then it's good. It's an extra kill. Rocco does pop ulti there on the Misfortune.
Just a little bit extra damage for fun.
Yeah.
You can see just some trades going back and forth. Bakery Boy really not enjoying this matchup, and this is sort of the power of Vex into these assassins. She's able to disengage those fights so well, but bullet time going to come through from Enthralled. No mana in the tank left, so just wants to try and get out of that as quickly as possible. Alonso, level 6, has Daisy available. Here comes the Candy King coming through as Rafa comes through with the death sentence as well. This will be a 3v2. Great play coming back as DMK unable to jump away. Level 5 on this Lee Sin will get punished for that. Bakery Boy going to be going away into the jungle on their own. It's a double kill picked up by the LeBlanc, but Serenok looking for those resets here. Shadow Surger's coming through. It's a double kill already picked up. Rockboom got to be careful. Serenok with the fear. Primed and ready, gonna be going in. It's a great flay, but Rockboom taking so much damage will end up falling as well. This Vex resetting all over the side of St. Clair will find 4 at the end of that one, and all of a sudden that fight went south real quickly.
Beautiful quadra kill there for the Vex. Now, I don't know if you saw it, but there was a trap that Kaylin did put down on the ground, and I was surprised that Vex didn't step on it there. It was so close, right by her little feet, but she did manage to avoid it and was able to pick up the kill, and it was so amazing. Yes, it's not Saints kills, but you know what? We have to give credit to all the players in these lovely games that we get to watch on this broadcast tonight. And on the news, we do see that Fisher is in the college again around their blue buff, just taking every single buff from Alonso. They're going to have to try and fight him off. They might pick up the kill here, actually. Rafa does land the hook on Old Pal there. We'll see if anybody is able to pick up the kill. Ricky flashes over the wall, gets the kill. Oh, never mind. He doesn't get the kill, as he said, but Bakery Boy does clean it up for Ricky in response of his flash getting used there. Everybody's flashing everywhere. Misfortune does flash forward and pick up 3 kills on Saints there. I'm not sure if that 1 kill on the Lee Sin was worth it there, Adam.
Yeah, just a little bit too far. I mean, Bakery Boy took so much damage on the way in, and unfortunately, it just ended up being to their disadvantage. And the issue with Ivern is that you are not a carry champion in your own regard. You're so reliant on playing for your team. And while the Rockboom has been able to free farm for most of this lane, now Serenok's in this lane. You don't want to be fighting this as the Caitlyn because you know of the one-shot potential this Caitlyn has. As it stands right now, we look at the gold difference, 4,000 gold. This has been the story of the series. Fisher's early games are on point. This is what we expect out of a top collegiate team.
Now, I'm wondering if we will see what Saints pulled last game, where they had a little bit of a rough start, but were able to turn it around in the very end. Ricky is playing so aggressive into this Gragas. He does go on to the Gragas here, popping his stun, maybe popping the ulti there, but he is just trading out a little bit of damage in order to push him off of his turret, which I get completely. At that point, like, you need to do everything in your power to make sure that Fisher College cannot go any further than they already are, especially in their jungle, how they're in Saints blue and red side constantly. You have to do as much as you can in order to keep them out.
You can see Ricky just trying to clear out some wards, but DMK going to come over the wall. Look at the damage coming through. Grandmaster's Might has been popped, as will the Dragon's Rage, just to try and do a little bit of extra damage. Bakery Boy's got to be careful here. There is no Enchanted Crystal Arrow quite yet. Trevor still at level 5 on this Ashe, so no hard engage potential. The whole time, though, Alonso's just doing this Dragon, I believe, under the ruse of those bushes, not really able to sniff that one out, but Sarah not going to drop down that Shadow Surge. Will they follow through on it? Going to go in onto Rafa. So much damage coming through from that Vex. The Thresh as well, not quite level 6, but Bakery Boy turns that one around. Big shutdown going in favor of that LeBlanc, but they've got to get out of here. Enthralled is here and ready to play, looking for that bullet time going through. Dragon Min Kim going to come through with another kill. Resonating strike in to the kick, gonna be able to find another one, and Arrow gonna come down, not gonna land onto anyone. Rockboom trying to return damage in this fight, but they have been zoned out of this one. No one will end up going for this Dragon quite yet. Enthralled looking for a little bit more damage, but looks like everyone will be able to reset in time. Never mind. They won't stop by Ashe support, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I was just waiting a second because I knew that Ashe W was coming through.
Boy,
Bullet time is about a second off from becoming active in this game. There it is able to pick up one more kill on the Bakery Boy. Probably another kill on Alonso here if he can walk up and able to get that Q off. But the Lee Sin might be in a little bit of trouble here. Doesn't seem like it. Rafa did miss the hook on him, so that is unfortunate. He might be able to save Rocco here. We'll see what happens. The tense of this right now.
Great flash coming through from Rockboom to dodge away from it, actually. The Enchanted Crystal almost landed, but oh my goodness, great trades.
I'm speechless.
This game is... This series has just been constant action every single time. Rockboom looking for more damage, forces the flash out of Trevor as well. Finally, someone's going to turn over to this Dragon to start it up. The interesting thing about this entire series has been how late they pick up this first Dragon. This is 14 minutes into the game, and this is Fisher taking the first Dragon of the game, despite them having 16 kills under their belt already.
Very, very true. In my games, I always see people do the Dragons early, and I feel like it honestly depends on what your goal is of the game. But it is kind of funny how both teams have taken so long in order to take those. We do see at first turret did go down in the top lane against Ricky. Ricky is 1-3 at the moment. He is having a little bit of a rough time. He's not on the insane Yasuo champion anymore. Enchanted Arrow coming down from mid lane is going to land on Bakery Boy, and Vex is going to take that opportunity to go in, but Rafa does save Bakery Boy, but it doesn't even matter because the Gragas ulti comes through and takes the kill for the Vex. So her ulti was not wasted.
Yeah, big old barrel of booze coming over the wall from Bajani. Lots of alliteration on that one, but literally that is all you could ask for coming through from Bajani. Once again, 2-0-2, done a great job of sort of neutralizing Ricky at this point. And now Rockboom gets hit with that Sonic Wave once again. Got to be so careful. Great kick, but actually the wrong way. Not the best angle for DMK, but once again, Rafa in trouble, tosses down the box, will end up going down nonetheless. Alonso now getting chased down. This misfortune with the Ghost. So fast. So much attack speed coming through with the Kraken Slayer auto attacks. Rockboom forced under the tower once again. Now, as you can see, Old Pal looking for the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Will not land, but Bakery Boy coming over the wall. Gonna be able to potentially return. The Mace in the hole actually goes through. That's a pretty long cooldown, but Bakery Boy cleans up that kill. It is an overextension from Trevor once again, but at what cost? Every single time Fisher ends up on top.
Again, as it was with all the other games that we've seen today, there's already 30 kills in 15 minutes. Something ain't right here, Adam.
These teams love to fight.
They do. They want a bloodbath every single game that they play. Dude, that was
clean. That was clean. That was clean.
That was clean. It just looked really funny. The one thing that I wanted to point out is that the only quote that is playing in my head every single time that a fight's going on is the one quote from, I believe it was a LCS match of a caster just yelling, "Inhuman reactions." That is just playing in my head over and over. Or the faker, what was that?
Yeah, it's been a game of outplays to say the least, and honestly just a game of brutal bloodbath fighting, to say the most, if we want to. It's been everything that we've expected and more, I think, at this point, with how much action there has been. But of course, Fisher very much... This is the biggest lead that they've had at this stage, even considering game one, where Saints were able to pull it back a little bit. This time around, it's starting to look a little bit dicey, because you look across the map, who is meant to be your carry? Bakery Boy doing well in terms of the kills, still 40 CS behind Saranok at this point. While Rockboom had a great early laning phase where they were able to get a huge CS lead, they haven't been able to translate that into the kill column, into as much gold as they want. And topside, as we've said, Ricky not having the best of times against this Gragas, who's just able to put up with all that pressure that's putting down. 2 items already complete for Bajani, so gonna be challenging to see where they're able to push forward their advantages. Now that Ash has the right runes, you know, it's getting a little bit dicey, but nonetheless, it is still going to be an uphill battle for St. Clair. This isn't something they are familiar with. Both of the games thus far, they've had this deficit in the early game, and they're looking to push that back up in their favor.
That's the thing about the bot lane right now, that it is good that Rocco was able to get ahead in CS very early, but Misfortune and Ash and Lee Sin are such early game champions. It's basically a repeat, in my opinion, of what we saw last game, and even the very first game too. They always pick these early game champions that then they know, because they know how to get ahead, they know how to take advantage of those opportunities, and they're not hesitant whatsoever. Just like how we saw with the enchanted arrow there coming in, Rocco is going to have to sacrifice his Gale Force there, so that is a little bit of damage out of his kit gone. But Caitlyn, I feel like she does insane damage, just like how my favorite champ does, Jinx. When you hit 3 items, then you're incredibly strong. And I feel like Caitlyn's at the same point, but it doesn't matter if she gets kicked into the Vex by the Lee Sin from Fisher College. They are just going to run into the base here. Fisher College is not playing around with these guys.
Good hook. Going to come through as the Serenok follows through with the Shadow Surge. Going to be able to take down Rafa once again. They're in the base. They're in your face. But I don't know if they're going to end the game quite yet. A kill is turned back around. So it's a 2 for 2, but an inhibitor going to be given up. And this is just looking really difficult for St. Clair. They aren't able to hold the line. Yes, Ricky's able to pick up a kill there, but once again, at what cost? You lose your bot lane. And this Thresh pick, it looked good on paper considering the enemy team, but once again, DMK showing how mechanically skilled they are. Just great kick onto Rockboom. Nothing that Rockboom can do there. There is quite literally nothing you can do against a good Lee Sin kick.
Yeah, there's not a lot that Saints can do in this situation either. Just like how you mentioned, the gold deficit, the kill deficit. There's a lot of different things that Saints need to do in order to win this game, and it's going to be so hard to get to that point. They could pick up a dragon, or they could, again, another enchanted arrow just fly across our screen. They're very, very entertaining to watch, but Fisher College is going to go on the Rift Herald here, which is just going to create another barrier for Saints to push past. And I do hope for the best and that they can pull this through. We are going to pick up another dragon for the Saints here, but honestly, at this point, they already have an inhib open. They can just take that Rift either mid or top and win the game off of that.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a challenge for the side of St. Clair to hold the door against this Fisher College side. We've seen how strong their early games are, and basically, as long as they aren't giving the side of St. Clair a chance to scale, they are going to be looking good. As you can see, this base wide open. So many members were caught lacking in the jungle a little bit there, and this is going to be at least an inhibitor, potentially 2 taken by the side of Fisher as they look to close this game out quickly. We're not even 20 minutes into this one, but Sarah not going to get caught out here. Ace in the hole going to come through. Great hook going to follow up, and Rockboom able to find their 3rd kill of the game. Everyone going to have to back up. We said they might take an inhibitor. Turns out they will not take any, but a great bullet time coming across multiple members. Ricky LaFleur taking a lot of damage. The health bars are so low, but into the middle of everyone comes Dragonman Kim, not going to be able to clean that one up either. Bakery Boy almost able to take down Old Pal on the back end of that one. No more damage in the tank. It's going to be a great flash forward from Rockboom over the slows to be able to pick up a double kill as they hold the line. They refuse to give up. They refuse to relent.
Now, I don't think Saints did get any shutdowns there, but honestly, that just saved them so much. But Rockboom wanted to fight this Misfortune. I'm not sure how much of a good idea it is. He is able to get a couple auto attacks in while Misfortune does fight 2 St. Clair players off, but it doesn't matter. Thresh gets the fillet the fillet.
Yeah, I got the flay down, able to bring him back, and the red buff doing overtime for Rockboom there. So, you know, you kind of greed away a little bit of damage on your inhibitors to get that red buff. It ends up paying off, and now Rockboom 6, 2, and 3. This Caitlyn has established themselves as the carry. They've got the Enchanter support with the Ivern. They've got the support with the Thresh as well. You just got to put all the pieces together. Rafa gonna get punished for a greedy back.
It doesn't even matter. Bakery Boy also almost fell for the same trick. He does dodge the Vex ulti, thankfully, and is able to put Lee Sin a little bit back into the jungle so that then he doesn't threaten anything more against the Saints. Bakery Boy, the ulti? Beautiful ulti coming through from Rock Boom. It was amazing, very, very well placed. Honestly, kind of funny that Vex didn't block it.
Ooh, yeah, Ricky actually going to be going aggressive on it to Trevor as well, but so many slows coming through. Really difficult to cut through even with your Merc-Trez, but Enthralled now going to get stunned up, in trouble. No summoners to get out of that one, and Bakery Boy cleans up another one. Continuing forward, looking for a little bit more damage. They're going to turn this around onto the Baron. DMK is not up for another 10 seconds. Misfortune not available for another 30. This is your chance to hold the line if you're St. Clair. Bring yourself back into this game as much as possible, but it's still going to be a tough fight. Serenok flashing forward onto Bakery Boy, one-shotting the Blanc there. Going to be difficult, but a hook back on to this Gragas. The Gragas has so much damage, but he's not able to do any of it before he gets blown up as well. And a great fight coming through from St. Clair to turn it around. They won't get the Baron, but they get another kill on the board.
This Vex is looping around the corner, and I'm a little bit scared. The Enchanted Arrow does come through. Rockboom does able to get a little bit of damage off on the Vex and is able to save his lovely top laner from death.
Yeah, just so scary. All of these fights are so damn close every single time, but at the same time, we are just on the precipice of something for the side of Saints. Just, what is it? What are we on the precipice of? We don't know, because there's still a massive gold lead for the side of Fisher. It is a little bit more subdued than we've seen from them, but it's still there nonetheless. This Misfortune might be the only one who is even with their lane opponent. If we can pull up the gold here, we'll actually see that Rock Boom actually inching ahead here, but every other role you can just see how much more the Fisher College side have.
Yeah, this is getting to be a crazy comeback from the Saints. Honestly, I wasn't expecting it, but I think when Fisher College did pick up that Rift Herald and start to walk towards Saints base, and they were able to take out just like quite a few of the Fisher College players, it honestly turned that game around for them. Bakery Boy did get hit by the Enchanted Arrow. He might have to sacrifice himself here just for the rest of the team, but it doesn't matter. He was saved by the Thresh shield. Amazing outplay from Bakery Boy and Rafa there. I honestly can't believe that he made it through that.
Yeah, at the same time, though, look at what it's costing them. It cost them the flash on Bakery Boy. It cost them the Lantern. It cost them the teleport off of Ricky LaFleur. Might cost them their mid inhibitor as well, but look at this teleport behind enemy lines here. It's going to be Bakery Boy looking on a flank. He just got back from base. He's looking for a great flank. Going to come through on 2 members. And Thrall taking so much damage in the backline. Bakery Boy going to look to blow them up as Ricky LaFleur finding another one. Can't win top, but Johnny is in the middle of everyone. Gets rooted up as Rock Boom lands another one. DMK taking so much damage. No one wants to block this. And that's going to be 4 members picked up, but Serenok on the side looking to reset all over them with a Shadow Surge. Will not be able to find it, and it's going to be Alonso chasing him down. The old Candyman comes every single time, and that's an ace for St. Clair.
I don't even know. I don't know what just happened. Oh my god. That was absolutely insane play by Bakery Boy and Rafa combined. The fact that he was able to get out of that fight and survive, even though the fact that he doesn't have Zhonya's, that's incredible. They were able to get out of that fight, and especially that TP coming around the corner on the LeBlanc. It worked out perfectly, and that's exactly what Saints needed, and now they can get the Baron, and now they can take this even further, hoping to turn this game around for them. This is exactly what I was saying earlier, where Fisher College picks such early game champs, but thankfully St. Clair has those champs that they might not do good early, but they do amazing late, and I'm hoping that this is going to be exactly what we want from this series. We want St. Clair to get that 2-1 win, and we're seeing it happen. The turnaround's here. They just need to push a little bit further, and they might be able to secure this win for them.
The never say die attitude coming through from the Saints, just showing in full force here. You can see how much they're just clawing and fighting their way back. Once again, a game with 2 kills a minute. It's ridiculous how often this has happened in this series. It's ridiculous how often I'm expecting this now to happen throughout the rest of the season with how aggressive these teams are playing. But my goodness, never say it die is the motto for St. Clair tonight. And no, it's still a deficit. They're still down 2,000 gold.
Yeah.
It's so hard to not say Fisher should have won this already. There's still the misfortune that you've got to deal with, but look at how much damage is coming through. Janet Crystal are going to land. I believe that's on the Bakery Boy. So much damage. Actually, Rock Boom gets hit with the cask, is saved by the Gragas, just missed the angle, and that's a tilter there because that's a huge shutdown that you miss out on.
Dude, these saves that are coming through this game are absolutely incredible. One, I feel like I'm not sure if anybody else can see it, but I feel like Ricky is honestly tanking so much for his team right now, and it gives Rafa and our jungler the chance to give anybody who is caught out those shields in order to save them from giving up another 300 gold to the enemy team here. We do see Fisher wanting to push in the base, but honestly, Saints have so much damage right now, and they have Baron. It's going to be so hard, but they are hiding around the wall over here for a cheeky little team fight to happen, but luckily Alonso's all on that. He knows what's going to happen. He knows what to expect at this point.
The bushes give it vision for 3 seconds. That is all they need. Enchanted Crystal Arrow comes down. And
I'm assuming no.
It might have hit someone, but like...
Honestly, I feel like Fisher at this point, they have their... It's very, very... It's like... Oh, I can't even talk. I'm so But I feel like Fisher College, they are going to have such a hard time going in right now because they have Baron. Saints have so many tanks and shields coming on, but it doesn't matter. Vex is around the corner. He is going to pop the ulti and possibly go in on this. It doesn't seem like it on Bakery Boy there. He does have to reset for a little bit of more health just before Fisher decides to try and push in the base yet again. They do have one inhib broken from the Saints, so that does mean they get the super minions.
Oh, Bakery Boy's coming in on the flank, though. Serenok might be caught out. Ace in the hole coming through. There's no Zanya, or there is a Zanya still available for Serenok. Does not want to pop it quite yet. Bakery Boy dodging away from a lot of that damage, but now off on the side, DMK with that Edge of Night, going to be so difficult to take down at this point. Teleport coming through, Enchanted Crystal Arrow splits the uprights. Ricky going to be trying to get out of there. Rock Boom as well. Bakery Boy going to be throwing the clone into danger's way, but will they be able to escape? This LeBlanc going to have to find a miracle to survive this one as DMK and Bajani just trying to run them down. It's a split front from the side of Fisher.
Nice.
A great hook going to come down onto Trevor as that's going to land. Ricky, after a very slow start, is going to be able to find their sixth kill of the game. Bakery Boy trying to outplay DMK a little bit here. Resonating Strike does land. Will not be able to go. Oh, that was a crazy stun coming through. I thought that was a hook for a second, but now Bajani in a little bit of a rough situation. Going to try and disengage with the cask. Not going to be enough members. Rafa looking over the wall, can actually flash over, bringing forward Rock Boom. This is so aggressive. This might be the play that turns it around for Fisher. It's going to be Rafa going down, but it's traded back as Serenok falls once again. Your assassination potential is gone. Oh my goodness, Bakery Boy able to stay alive with the sliver once again, and Rock Boom able to find a 10th kill of the game. Rock Boom goes legendary.
Bakery Boy cannot be this disrespectful. This is rude. This is straight up rude. The amount of times that we've just witnessed him get away with literally, I'm pretty sure every single time it's been double-digit health. And it's just, oh, well, you know what? Here's a shield. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
Every single time we're just recoiling because we think it's going to happen. But my goodness, Ivern, yeah, our director just points it out. We can also look at just the assists across the board. We can see how well St. Clair have been fighting as a team when they're able to get on the same pages. I think Trevor's had the same amount of assists for the last like 10 minutes. Meanwhile, you can see 20 assists on Rafa, 20 assists on Alonso. That just shows how many times they're not only bailing out their friends, but also setting up for these kills. And my goodness, this game starting to deliver once again. Hextech Dragon spawning in 30 seconds. Yes, that's a spectator bug. It's been in the game for 2 years. No, Riot will never fix it.
Thank you to our producer for pointing out the assist. That's really helpful because, dude, there's so many different things that are going on the screen that sometimes we will miss a couple things here and there. Rafa is going to try and Hex Flash over the wall. Whoa. Bakery Boy, come on. You're giving me so much anxiety. This is not okay.
Every single time we just see the distortion forward, it's like, will he get a kill? And half the times he's been able to get that. The other half is like, oh, are you going to run into an Enchanted Crystal Arrow? Be careful, buddy. Bakery Boy still staying around the side. Of note, has the Banshee's Veil now, so will be able to sort of survive one shot at the very least. Here comes the Enchanted Crystal Arrow coming down. Oh my goodness, a great kick coming through, but Rock Boom with the... Or it was the Mikhail's coming through to clean that one up, but Alonso will pay the price with that one. Shadow Surges are now on tap for the resets. It's going to be Bakery Boy going in alongside Ricky LaFleur, looking for as much damage as possible, and Thrall able to flash away from that one. Will still get shut down. Rafa coming through with a lot of slows as well. Here it comes. Shut down picked up by Serenok on the side, but Rafa takes down Bajani, and old pal, Mr. Trevor Roy, going to have to play as safe as possible. Ricky not going to get hit with that Shadow Surge. Huge dodge from the Jax there. It's a 2 for 2, and that fight was so
so close, and Fisher showed they've still got some life in them. Rafa now getting caught out a little bit here. The Edge of Night Shield gonna block that one up, teleporting to the Lantern. Is Bakery Boy to come in here. Dragonman Cam gonna try and get out of this one. Will they be able to escape? Oh, just barely over the wall, but actually the second chain comes through. DMK will get taken down by Bakery Boy, and that's a big pick, especially with the objective spawning soon.
Enchanted Arrow does come through to stop Bakery Boy in his tracks to getting even more kills. But you know what? That only stops him for a few seconds because we do see him pushing over the wall there in order to try and scare that Vex off. Whew! This game is definitely a good one, and it's honestly probably the best third match that I've seen in a best-of-3 series in a while. This is so intense. Both teams are playing to their full potential, and I just want to take in everything that's happening right now, but we're probably not going to get the chance because Saints are on the Baron right now with Bakery Boy pushing up mid lane. Fisher's College is going to have to make a decision, either fight them at the Baron or take out Bakery Boy mid. We do see the Enchanted Arrow coming through. Rafa is going to flash over the wall. They do get the Baron pick. Ricky is going to go in on the Gragas here with the stun and pick up a free kill on the Gragas. It looks like everybody... Oh, the Vex ulti does land on Ricky there, but I don't think he's able to take it yet. Yeah, he's not going to. Bakery Boy just being...
Stop it, man! Stop!
Like, come on! You can't be this disrespectful.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Bakery Boy gonna have to try and get out of this one. Distortion away. DMK trying to chase this one down. The Ash is starting to come through, and Spades, here comes the Dark Passage to escape them. DMK going over the wall, but he's into 4. Rafa gonna be the sacrificial lamb there as Serenok picks up another one. DMK going into that backline. Rock Boom taken down to half HP. Has to be so careful. The slow's coming down. There's so much damage to be had. Serenok looking for more, and it's gonna be a kill picked up onto Alonzo. Old pal just sitting on the side, being a pain, but here comes Ricky. He's legendary. 10 kills in the bank, and Thrald is in the front line, and Thrald is going to be taken down as well. A double kill picked up by Ricky, and now they're looking to chase him down. Serenok doesn't have that fear quite lined up yet, but DMK on the side as well, just so threatening on this Lee Sin. They can still take down a member if they have to. Dragon Min Kim gonna miss that one, as everyone should be backing off here. They get the Baron, they give up a couple members for the cause, but my goodness, this game refuses to relent.
Like, I can't even put into words how happy I am to be not only watching this game, but casting this game. Like, it's so much fun to do, and like, just the amount of like professionalism that we're seeing from these players, like, this is insane. This is something that you see in a pro match. They're playing so well. There's 63 kills on the board, and it's a 33-minute game. 33 minutes. Yeah. It's... Oh my god, there's no words to describe how well both teams are playing right now. And I know viewers at home, they can't see it, but every single time that there's a team fight, me and Adam over here, we're just like... almost cowarding away, terrified of what the outcome is going to be, but so happy that Saints are pulling through. They can totally win this game. I believe Dragon is coming up in, oh no, never mind, I'm lying. It's in, okay, listen.
There's still some time on the Dragon. There's some time to breathe here, as Fisher actually on that soul point is going to be very important for them to play around this objective as much as possible. And in a lot of ways, St. Clair want to win the game before that becomes an issue. This game is just so close. It's been such a back and forth game. Rock Boom still just carrying the brunt of the load, and Ricky, after 8, can we just say that this one, he had a terrible early game. His early game was
he did.
But at this point, he's pogging off right now.
Oh, come
Drop
on.
them all in chat.
Listen, we might be streaming on Twitch. You don't need to say pog, okay? We're better than that.
Pushing forward, last minion wave. Bakery Boy going over the wall, looking for Serenok. Look at the damage, but look at the damage in return. Bullet Time going to come across a huge... knockback coming through from Bajani as well. The Saints' health bar is going to be low. They're going to collect Bakery Boy. That's the clone faking all of us out, and that's going to be a great kill picked up onto Bajani, who just isn't able to stay alive once again. Good pickup at the end of that Baron. They're going to have to make something happen. Double teleports coming in. They want to end this game now. They're pushing the envelope here. Lots of damage coming down onto DMK. Old pal going over the wall. Gonna be taken down by Bakery Boy once again as he teleports in. Face is there. Doom. Rock Boom looking to continue this push. The flash forward. Great hook onto the Lee Sin. Once again, it's a double kill for Bakery Boy, and this might just be it. St. Clair, they refuse to give up. Their early games were poor, but man, they came back in this one so hard. Look at all the damage coming down. Bakery Boy jumping forward aggressively and Thrall, and Sarah to hold the line. Shadow Surge going to take down one. This could be the final fight of the game, and Thrall is going away. Here comes the auto attack down to the Nexus. St. Clair going to take down the NECC champions, the CLOL runner-ups, and win this series against Fisher College.
That was an insane series to watch. I have chills going down my body right now because of how amazing both teams have played these games. I have no words. I don't know about you other than saying, like, dude, those players are incredible. Like, there's literally no other way to describe it. They played amazing. Amazing!
I'm not impressed. Those games were crazy. Those games were absolutely perfect. Honestly, for a Wednesday night here, just a great
like,
set of games.
You know what? Random Wednesday night, we're gonna play as if it's the LCS. Like, huh? Great job to St. Clair and Fisher College for this series. We are incredibly proud of not only our players, but everybody else as well. We're happy to see a college put up a great fight for us over here at St. Clair College. And dude, like, the team this semester has just taken all the words out of my mouth. I'm not sure how much you've watched previously of last semester, but they're playing so good, and it's so refreshing to see. But like, I genuinely can't say anything else. They've just played amazing, and I'm so proud of our players.
Yeah, it's been an incredible journey to see them come back from that game 1 defeat. 24 minutes. It was a fast win from the side of Fisher. They just went pedal to the metal. They said, we're going to punish your cheesy Varus mid pick. Maybe game 2 they get a little bit too confident on the side of Fisher, but every single time these early games were so good from Fisher. They show why these players are so well touted in the collegiate scene. But nonetheless, we see this ragtag group of rookies and Ricky LaFleur come through and push forward for all their worth. What a game coming through. Bakery Boy giving us about 18 heart attacks and still doing the most damage in the game.
This is absolutely insane to see. And honestly, I kind of want to view the advanced details just to see the gold difference in between both.
Graph,
yeah, that's all I care about right now.
Oh, it's bro. You know what? Welcome to the league climb. Regardless,
it's all right.
It's quite literally just Fisher being up 7,000 and them clawing their way back after all of that. It's just such a fantastic performance once again from the St. Clair Saints. And they came into the interview last week and they said, listen, our goal isn't just to make it to LA. We want to be known as a strong force in the collegiate scene. What better way than to take down the second best program in all of CLOL?
Now, listen, if they come back and like Fisher College comes back with a vengeance. Listen, I understand
I'm down for it.
And I would love to be able to see another fight come through. But we do have to close it out here on our end. We really hope that you guys enjoyed the game. And Adam, is there any final thoughts that you have for any viewers at home?
Man, I'm so excited for this season. There's this series. Oh my goodness.
That's it?
Yeah, I can't say anymore.
I wasn't sure if you were going to say anything else. But I just want to give a quick thank you to Ryan, the director of the show today, Dan, for observing. As he always does, he's the one who put together this entire broadcast, and we are very happy to all be able to be a part of it. And also, Twitch chat, I can see it popping off in the corners as the monitors are all laid out in front of us, so we do get to see it here and there. Also, great job to both all the players today. You guys played amazing, and we hope to see more content from you guys soon. We're both Adam and Kaylee, and we hope to see you guys next time, possibly tomorrow for, I believe, what was it? Call of Duty? Yes, it was a Call of Duty game, so we hope to see you there tomorrow. Have a good night, guys.
Ricky here, but Ricky already a full level down on to this Gragas. Ricky gonna have to run for the hills at this one. Why is old pal top lane? Only Fisher knows, because Ricky gonna get sequestered, and once again it's gonna be Trevor picking up their second kill of the game, but bot side here trying to punish onto Enthralled. They have to try and make this dive work. The trap gonna land, actually. Lots of damage coming through. The hook comes through. Rafa gotta be careful though. Rafa will collect that kill, but they will get taken down by the minions. Just barely. As Enthralled gonna be able to turn one back around, but a huge wave is he available. Here comes the Candy King coming through as Rafa comes through with the death sentence as well. This will be a 3v2. Great play coming back as DMK unable to jump away. Level 5 on this Lee Sin. Will get punished for that. Bakery Boy going to be going away into the jungle on their own. It's a double kill picked up by the LeBlanc, but Serenok looking for those resets here. Shadow Surge is coming through. It's a double kill already picked up. Rockboom got to be careful. Serenok with the fear. Primed and ready, gonna be going in. It's a great play, but Rockboom taking so much damage will end up falling as well. This Vex resetting all over the side of St. Clair will find 4 at the end of that one, and all of a sudden
the college again around their blue buff, just taking every single buff from Alonso. They're gonna have to try and fight him off. They might pick up the kill here, actually. Rafa does land the hook on Old Pal there. We'll see if anybody is able to pick up the kill. Ricky's flashes over the wall, gets the kill. Oh, never mind. He doesn't get the kill that he said, but Bakery Boy does clean it up for Ricky in response of his flash getting used there. Everybody's flashing everywhere. Misfortune does flash forward and pick up 3 kills on Saints there. I'm not sure if that 1 kill on the Lee Sin was worth it there, Adam. He can walk up and able to get that Q off, but the Lee Sin might be in a little bit of trouble here. Doesn't seem like it. Rafa did miss the hook on him, so that is unfortunate. He might be able to save Rocco here. We'll see what happens. The tense of this right now.
Great flash coming through from Rockboom to dodge away from it, actually. The Enchanted Crystal there almost landed, but oh my goodness, great trades.
I'm speechless.
This game is... This series has just been constant action every single time. Rockboom looking for more damage, forces the flash.
It is kind of funny how both teams have taken so long in order to take those. We do see at first turret did go down in the top lane against Ricky. Ricky is 1-3 at the moment. He is having a little bit of a rough time. He's not on the insane Yasuo champion anymore. Enchanted Arrow coming down from mid lane is going to land on Bakery Boy, and Vex is going to take that opportunity to go in, but Rafa does save Bakery Boy, but it doesn't even matter because the Gragas ulti comes through and takes the kill for the Vex. So her ulti was not wasted. Gone. But Caitlyn, I feel like she does insane damage, just like how my favorite champ does, Jinx. When you hit 3 items, then you're incredibly strong. And I feel like Caitlyn's at the same point, but it doesn't matter if she gets kicked into the Vex by the Lee Sin from Fisher College. They are just going to run into the base here. Fisher College is not playing around with these guys.
Good hook. Gonna come through as the Serenok follows through with the Shadow Surge. Gonna be able to take down Rafa once again. They're in the base. They're in your face. I don't know if they're gonna end the game quite yet. A kill is turned back around. So look to close this game out quickly. We're not even 20 minutes into this one, but Serenok gonna get caught out here. Ace in the hole gonna come through. Great hook gonna follow up. And Rockboom able to find their 3rd kill of the game. Everyone gonna have to back up. We said they might take an inhibitor. Turns out they will not take any, but a great bullet time coming across multiple members. Ricky LaFleur taking a lot of damage. The health bars are so low, but into the middle of everyone comes Dragonman Kim. Not gonna be able to clean that one up either. Bakery Boy almost able to take down Old Pal on the back end of that one. No more damage in the tank. It's gonna be a great flash forward from Rockboom over the slows to be able to pick up a double kill as they hold the line. They refuse to give up. They refuse to relent.
Now, I don't think Saints did get
through even with your Murk but Enthralled now gonna get stunned up, in trouble. No summoners to get out of that one, and Bakery Boy cleans up another one. Continuing forward, looking for a little bit more damage. They're gonna turn this around onto the Baron. DMK is not up for another 10 seconds. Misfortune not available for another 30. This is your chance to hold the line if you're St. Clair. Bring yourself back into this game as much as possible, but it's still gonna be a tough fight. Serenok flashing forward onto Bakery Boy, one-shotting the Blanc there. Gonna be difficult, but a hook back on to this Gragas. The Gragas has so much damage, but he's not able to do any of it before he gets blown up as well. And a great fight coming through from St. Clair to turn it around. They won't get the Baron, but they get another kill on the board.
Comeback from the Saints. Honestly, I wasn't expecting it, but I think when Fisher College did pick up that Rift Herald and start to walk towards Saints base, and they were able to take out just like quite a few of the Fisher College players, it honestly turned that game around for them. Bakery Boy did get hit by the Enchanted Arrow. He might have to sacrifice himself here just for the rest of the team, but it doesn't matter. He was saved by the Thresh shield. Amazing outplay from Bakery Boy and Rafa there. I honestly can't believe that he made it through that.
Yeah, the flash on Bakery Boy. It cost them the Lantern. It cost them the teleport off of Ricky LaFleur. Might cost them their mid inhibitor as well, but look at this teleport behind enemy lines here. It's going to be Bakery Boy looking on a flank. He just got back from bait. He's looking for a great flank. Going to come through on 2 members. And Thrall taking so much damage in the backline. Bakery Boy going to look to blow them up as Ricky LaFleur finding another one. Can't win top, but Johnny is in the middle of everyone. Gets rooted up as Rockboom lands another one. DMK taking so much damage. No one wants to block this. And that's going to be 4 members picked up, but Serenok on the side looking to reset all over them with a Shadow Surge. Will not be able to find it. And it's going to be Alonzo chasing him down. The old Candyman comes every single time, and that's an ace for St. Clair. Teams are playing, but my goodness, never say it die is the motto for St. Clair tonight. No, it's still a deficit. They're still down 2,000 gold.
Yeah.
It's so hard to not say Fisher should have won this already. There's still the misfortune that you've got to deal with, but look at how much damage is coming through. Jenny Crystal are going to land. I believe that's on the Bakery Boy. So much damage. Actually, Rockboom gets hit with the cask, is saved by the Gragas, just missed the angle, and that's a tilter there because that's a huge shutdown that you miss out on.
Dude. These saves that are coming through this game are absolutely incredible.
Shot at the very least. Here comes the Enchanted Crystal
no.
Arrow coming down. Oh my goodness, a great kick coming through, but Rock Boom with the... Or it was the Mikhail's coming through to clean that one up, but Alonso will pay the price with that one. Shadow Surges are now on tap for the resets. It's going to be Bakery Boy going in alongside Ricky LaFleur, looking for as much damage as possible, and Thrall able to flash away from that one. Will still get shut down. Rafa coming through with a lot of slows as well. Here it comes. Shut down, picked up by Serenok on the side, but Rafa takes down Bajani, and old pal, Mr. Trevor Roy, going to have to play as safe as possible. Ricky not going to get hit with that Shadow Surge. Huge dodge from the Jax there. It's a 2 for 2, and that life in them. Rafa now getting caught out a little bit here. The Edge of Night Shield going to block that one up. Teleporting to the Lantern is Bakery Boy to come in here. Dragonman Cam going to try and get out of this one. Will they be able to escape? Oh, just barely over the wall, but actually the second chain comes through. DMK will get taken down by Bakery Boy, and that's a big pick, especially with the objective spawning soon.
Enchanted Arrow does come through to stop Bakery Boy in his tracks to getting even more kills. But you know what? That only stops him for a few seconds because we do see him pushing over the wall there in order to try and scare that Vex off.
Away, DMK trying to chase this one down. The Ash is starting to come through, and Spades, here comes the Dark Passage to escape them. DMK going over the wall, but he's into 4. Rafa going to be the sacrificial lamb there. Serenok picks up another one. DMK going into that backline. Rock Boom taken down to half HP. Has to be so careful. The slow's coming down. There's so much damage to be had. Serenok looking for more, and it's going to be a kill picked up onto Alonso. Old pal just sitting on the side, being a pain, but here comes Ricky. He's legendary. 10 kills in the bank, and Thrall is in the front line, and Thrall is going to be taken down as well. A double kill picked up by Ricky, and now they're looking to chase him down. Serenok doesn't have that fear quite lined up yet. Just carrying the brunt of the load, and Ricky after 8. Can we just say it at this point? He had a terrible early game. His early game was
he did.
Ooh, but at this point, he's pogging off right now.
Oh, come
Drop
on.
him all in.
Listen, we might be streaming on Twitch. You don't need to say pog, okay? We're better than that.
Pushing forward at last, minion wave. Bakery Boy going over the wall, looking for Serenok. Look at the damage, but look at the damage in return. Bullet time going to come across a huge knockback coming through from Bajani as well. The Saints' health bar is going to be low. They're going to collect Bakery Boy. That's the clone faking all of us out, and that's going to be a great kill picked up onto Bajani, who just isn't able to stay alive once again. Good on to Ricky here, but Ricky already a full level down on to this Gragas. Ricky going to have to run for the hills at this one. Why is old pal top lane? Only Fisher knows, because Ricky going to get sequestered, and once again, it's going to be on to